Father in heaven, always merciful and giver of life, we humbly ask that you bless each one of us, from the speakers, program committees, guests, and participants. Guide us to make better decisions as we incorporate what we will learn throughout this activity. Thank you for the infinite blessings and countless opportunities. Lord, today as we start our activity, may we always be grateful to learn new things. Shed the light of your wisdom and bless each one, especially our speakers, as they will share their knowledge to us. Through your mercy and grace, may peace and utmost understanding shine and dwell unto us. Almighty God, accompany each one and help us concentrate for us to gain more knowledge as we listen attentively. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Isang magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Sandali lang po ha. Give me a second to send out the Zoom link. I will be with you in a minute. Okay, I'm back! Isang magandang umaga. Happy weekend sa inyong lahat. Kamusta na? Okay. Morning, Kuyang. Ito ko si Kuyang Jimboy. Okay, maraming tao today. We have 180 participants. Ayan po, mga kaibigan. Today, we're going to be talking about your future. We're going to be talking about kung paano nyo makakamit ang inyong mga balak, ang inyong mga ambisyon sa Australia. No? Please write down your name nga pala sa chat group natin, yung totoong pangalan nyo, hindi yung mga nickname lang o first name lang. And saan kayong branch nag-get ng Zoom link, ano? The reason for that is para makagawa kami ng list. So lagay nyo lang po dyan sa chat natin ang inyong complete name at kung saan kayo, okay? So syempre may nagbigay sa inyo na Zoom link dito, whether Davao branch yan, Iloilo branch, Manila branch, ilagay nyo po dyan kung ano po yung branch na nag-invite sa inyo sa ating Zoom link. Kung ako po ang nag-invite sa inyo, Manila branch yan. Okay? Kung si Carmela, Manila branch, no? Okay, so marami po tayong branches. No? Today po, marami tayong pag-uusapan, mga kaibigan. Umpisahan po natin. We will start with sino ba si WorldConnect? Ano ba ang WorldConnect? No? Yan, dyan natin uumpisahan. Pagkatapos yan, pag-usapan natin ang mga paraan para makarating kayo. Ano ba ang pinakamabilis na paraan? Alam niyo, mga kaibigan, ito pong programa ng WorldConnect. No? Ang WorldConnect po ay may programa. Ang programa po namin ay tinatawag na Learn, Earn, Live in Australia. Wala pong visa na pinakamabilis pang makarating doon. No? Kahit yung tinatawag na fiancé visa, kahit yung tinatawag na investor visa, wala pong mas mabilis pa na visa kesa sa Learn, Earn, Live. No? Ito po ang pinakamabilis na paraan na makarating doon. Ibig sabihin po nito, hindi po hiwalay-hiwalay ang learn, hindi po hiwalay ang earn, hindi po hiwalay ang live. Yan po ay one sentence, Learn, Earn, Live. Ibig sabihin mag-aaral po kayo doon, magtatrabaho kayo doon, at yan ay magbubukas ng pinto para sa inyong mga ambisyon na maging permanent resident sa Australia. Ngayon po, ganito po yan. Ano? Marami pong tao magsasabi, ayoko na mag-aral. Diyos mio, matanda na ako o graduate na ako, ganito, ganon. Mga kaibigan, kayang-kaya niyo po yan. Ang pag-aaral doon, 2 araw lang. No? Hindi yan katulad sa Pilipinas na mula alas 6 ng umaga hanggang alas 6 ng hapon, Monday to Saturday, nag-aaral. No? Sa Australia po, matagal na po yung 3 araw na pag-aaral. At saka kadalasan yan half day lang. Hindi po yan yung katulad sa Pilipinas na ginagawa nating alipin ang mga estudyante. So doon, mayroon kayong magandang panahon para mag-aral, para magtrabaho, para magkaroon ng panahon para sa pamilya. Yan po ang tinatawag na work-life balance. No? Balance po ang buhay. Okay. Tuloy-tuloy po tayo. No? So, ang WorldConnect po ay 15 years na kami. Alam nyo ba, simula 2007. Kami po ay in-incorporate sa Securities and Exchange Commission. Kanya na kami katagal sa industry. Alam nyo mga kaibigan, kung pipili kayo ng agency, piliin nyo yung matagal na sa industriya nang sa ganon, makakasiguro kayo na pulido ang paglalakad para sa inyo. Bakit? Siyempre kasi nothing comes better than expertise, no? Parang doktor yan, yung bagong graduate kumpara mo sa 10 taon nang nagtatrabaho, di ba? Kumbaga, experience ang pinakamagandang teacher. And 15 years na po ang experience ng WorldConnect dahil libo na po ang mga estudyante na pinapadala namin sa Australia, sa Canada at sa New Zealand. Pero totoo, sa araw na ito po, Australia lang po ang pag-uusapan natin, mga kaibigan. Yung pong ibang bansa, pag-uusapan natin yan sa ibang araw. No? Sa ngayon po, ang promo natin ay nasa Australia. Bagong bukas po ang border ng Australia, kaya maraming promo. Ngayon nandito tayo, pag-uusapan natin mamaya yung mga promo. Mga kaibigan, ito po ang perfect chance niyo to grab the opportunity, no? Okay. So, kami po ay 15 years na pinagpapadala mga tao sa na may mga ambisyon na mag-succeed sa Australia, sa Canada at sa New Zealand. Wala pong agency sa Pilipinas na mas malaki pa sa WorldConnect, okay? At ang pinagmamalaki ng WorldConnect, 100% Filipino-owned po kami. May mga ibang agency dyan, no? Ang Pilipino po ang nakaharap sa inyo dahil yun po ang franchisee. Pero ang tunay na may-ari ng kumpanya ay mga Singaporean, mga Australian, at mga kung ano-ano pang mga bansa. Mga kaibigan, tangkilikin natin ang sariling atin. Ang WorldConnect po, 100% taas noo, Filipino-owned company. Iyan po ang pinagmamalaki namin. Lumaki po kami ng ganito nang walang tulong sa mga dayuhan. Lumaki kami ng ganito dahil sa suporta ng kapwa Pilipino. Yung ibang mga agency dyan, lumaki sila. Bakit? Kasi may puhunan, may suporta, may kung ano-ano galing sa mga dayuhan. Pero we are proud, taas noo po kami, na we are the biggest visa consultancy firm in the Philippines nang walang tulong sa dayuhan. 100% Pilipino ang mga may-ari. Lumaki kami, nagkaroon kami ng 12 branches nationwide sa sariling kayod at sa suporta ng ating kapwa mga Pilipino na ngayon ay mga successful na sa Australia, sa Canada at sa New Zealand. No? 12 branches po kami mula norte hanggang sur. Ang head office po namin ay nasa Legazpi. Ito pong kumpanya ay ipinanganak sa Bicol region. Yan po ang katunayan na kami po ay 100% Filipino-owned. Okay? At hindi lang po 12 branches nationwide. Meron pa po kaming 2 branches abroad. Meron kaming international branch sa London at saka sa Auckland, New Zealand kung saan ako nakatira. Okay? So ganyan po kami kalawak ng aming reach. No? Ngayon po mga kaibigan, ang WorldConnect po ay hindi po employment agency. Liliwanagin ko lang. Yung iba sa inyo, baka isipin nyo, O ano bang trabaho maibibigay niyo sa amin? Kung trabaho lang ang hanap ninyo, dun po kayo pumunta sa POEA. Okay? Sa POEA po, marami pong mga rehistradong employment agency doon. Okay? Ang WorldConnect po ay hindi po recruitment agency, no? Kami po ay isang visa consultancy firm. Kami po ay education consultancy firm. Kami po ay recognized ng Ministry of Education ng New Zealand, no? Yan po ay through the public arm na tinatawag na ENSRA. Ito pong Education New Zealand ang regulatory body ng mga kurso ng mga foreign students, ng mga qualifications ng mga foreign students, at higit sa lahat, ang qualifications ng mga agency. So bago kayo pumili ng agency, tanong nyo muna sa kanila kung sila ba ay recognized ng mga gobyerno na pinapadalhan nila ng mga estudyante, sapagkat sigurado po tayo na ang WorldConnect sa sobrang tagal na at sa sobrang laki, kami po ay recognized na ng mga partner countries, no? At dati po nakakapag-hold po kami ng mga expo, yung tinatawag na Education Expo, along with the Ministry of Education ng Australia, sometimes Ministry of Education ng New Zealand, sometimes Ministry of Education ng Canada. Yan po ang kagandahan sa WorldConnect, no? At higit sa lahat, buong mundo po, sa global network ng education agencies, kami po ay certified din ng ICEF, no? So ICEF agency po kami, no? At ibig sabihin po nito, kahit saan po sa mundo kami po ay kinikilala, at sa totoo nga lang nakaka-attend tayo ng mga seminar, mga conferences around the world, no? At ganyan po kinikilala ang WorldConnect. Excuse me po. Alam niyo mga kaibigan, ultimately po, ang pag-i-estudyante, yan po ay pathway para sa inyong pagiging permanent resident, no? So ang WorldConnect po nagbubukas po ng pinto, kasi ang WorldConnect po ang visa ninyo to a better future. Yung biyahe niyo po for a better future, papunta po ito dun sa mga balak ninyo na mag-permanent resident or mag citizen na, di ba? Someday, no? Pero mga kaibigan, hindi po kayo pwedeng ilakad ng kahit sino lang. Ang pwede lang pong maglakad sa inyo ay yung tinatawag na immigration lawyer, yung certified, yung certified immigration advisors, no? Ito po yung kagandahan sa WorldConnect. Sa lahat po ng bansa na pinapadala namin ng mga estudyante, ng mga tao, ng mga pamilya, lahat po yan may mga abogado po kami. Hindi po katulad ng ibang agency, wala po silang abogado. Pakatapos nilang i-enroll kayo sa school, bahala na kayo sa buhay ninyo. Kami po ito sa WorldConnect, kumpleto po ang serbisyo namin, no? Diyan po sa Australia, nandyan po si Mariano Carlota, isa pong dalubhasa sa batas ng imigrasyon, no? Siya po ay licensed immigration advisor. Pumasa po siya sa bar exam ng immigration law. At diyan po sa Australia, siya po ang mangangasiwa ng inyong mga plano na dalhin ang inyong pamilya, mga plano ninyong mag-migrate, mga plano ninyong maging citizen dyan, no? Si Mariano Carlota po ay Pilipino. Ibig sabihin po niya, naiintindihan niya ang mga kultura ng Pilipino. Alam niya na karamihan ng Pilipino walang bank account. Alam niya mga karamihan ng Pilipino kamag-anak ang sumusuporta. So lahat po naiintindihan niya. Ibig sabihin nun, mapapadali po yung kanyang pagsilbi sa inyong mga pangangailangan. Yan po ang kagandahan natin sa WorldConnect, mga kaibigan. Kumpletong-kumpleto po tayo. At alagang-alaga kayo kasi po, hindi po basta-basta ang mga ngasiwa sa inyong mga abogado mismo ng WorldConnect. Ano? Okay, mga kaibigan. No? At kanina po nabanggit ko sa inyo, ang WorldConnect ay hindi po recruitment agency. No? Hindi po recruitment agency ang WorldConnect. Ibig sabihin ito, number one, ha? Kung trabaho ang gusto ninyo, trabaho lang, wala nang iba, hindi po kami ang kailangan nyo. Lumipat na po kayo doon sa POEA. Marami po silang mga listahan na mga recruitment agency na makakapagbigay sa inyo ng trabaho. Pero kapag malaki ang ambisyon ninyo sa buhay, kapag gusto nyong mag-succeed sa buhay, gusto nyong ma-improve ang sarili nyo, gusto nyong makamit ang mga dreams ninyo para sa inyong pamilya, dito po kayo. Sapagkat sa WorldConnect po, we will show you kung bakit napakaganda ng programa ng WorldConnect, ng Learn, Earn, Live, kumpara sa mga trabaho lang ng mga recruitment agency. Ano ba ang pinagkaiba ng recruitment agency at WorldConnect? Ang recruitment agency po, sa recruitment agency, ang trabaho mo, ang visa mo sa pagtrabaho ay nakakabit sa isang employer. Ibig sabihin, kapag inayawan na kayo ng employer, kapag kayo ay umayaw sa employer, kapag may bulilyasong nangyari, kapag natapos ang kontrata ninyo, babalik at babalik din kayo sa Pilipinas. Okay? Dahil nakasalalay sa employer ang inyong visa. Dito po sa WorldConnect, ang visa po na matatanggap ninyo, ang work rights nyo po ay open. Hindi po ito nakakabit sa kahit sinong employer. Anong ibig sabihin niyan? Dahil hindi po nakakabit sa employer, hindi kayo mapapaalis ng employer. Kahit linggo-linggo kayo magpalit ng employer, wala pong problema. Okay? Walang problema kahit linggo-linggo kayo magpalit ng employer. Yan ang kagandahan yan. Sabihin mo sa boss mo, boss, hindi ko na gusto pagbumuka mo, mag-resign na ako. Hindi maaapektuhan ang visa ninyo. Okay? Sapagkat open ang work rights. Maliwanag! Maliwanag po yan, mga kaibigan. Ha? Baka sabihin nyo, employment agency kami. Wala po kaming papakita sa inyo na kami ang maghahanap ng trabaho. Kayo po ang maghahanap ng trabaho pagdating nyo ron. Pero, gaano ba kabilis makahanap ng trabaho? Mga kaibigan, kaya nga may programang ganito ang mga bansang ito dahil napakabilis po makakuha ng trabaho. Karamihan po ng aming mga kliyente, 1 linggo lang po, 2 linggo meron ng trabaho. No? At pag nagtagal ka ng 2 linggo, ibig sabihin nun, choosy ka masyado. Okay? Dapat yan, unahin mo, grab mo kung ano yung opportunity na first na dumating, madali pong lumipat to a better job later. Importante, i-grab nyo muna kung ano yung unang dumating. Huwag maging choosy. Okay ba yun, mga kaibigan? Ha? Okay, so tuloy-tuloy po tayo. Alam nyo, sa WorldConnect, marami po kaming serbisyo. Nung araw, bago magpandemya, nakakaikot po kami sa buong Pilipinas. No? Nagbibigay tayo ng mga seminar, mga orientation, mga expo, mga education expo. Yung kinukwento ko kanina, nakasama yung mga bansa na aming sineservisan. No? At pati mga representatives ng mga schools, suma-attend po yan. Yung mga Australiano, mga Canadian, mga New Zealander. Napakagandang mga event yun. Kaya lang po nagkaroon ng pandemya, mga kaibigan, dahil nagkaroon ng pandemya, tayo po ay nag-iingat. No? Dahil siyempre mahirap magkasakit. May kailangan natin ng kalusugan natin. Kaya kailangan may distansya, sa Zoom lang tayo mag-orientation. Iwas tao po tayo ngayon, mag-mask, maghugas ng kamay, magpabakuna at umiwas sa mga crowded na lugar. Huwag po tayong kampante dahil baka masira ang ating mga plano para sa ating future. Okay ba? So dito po sa Zoom orientation, pagkatapos po ng Zoom orientation, no, magkakaroon po tayo ng assessment. No? Yung assessment po, libre po yan, wala pong bayad. Kanino nyo ba ipapadala yung assessment? Yung assessment po, yan po yung resume ninyo. Titingnan natin. Ha? Titingnan natin kung saan kayo ilalagay na tama. Bakit? Kasi siyempre, si Orlando, si Joanne, si Juvie, si Jovit, magkakaiba po tayo ng edad. Magkakaiba tayo ng work experience. Magkakaiba tayo ng pinag-aralan. Magkakaiba tayo ng mga circumstances in life. So that being said, kailangan po tailor-made. Hindi po ito yung one size fits all. Okay? Okay? Ngayon mga kaibigan, so dito po natin makikita sa consultation kung saan kayo mas nababagay. No? Kung Canada, kung Australia, kung New Zealand, kung master's degree, kung healthcare, kung engineering, di ba? Kung MBA, dyan natin makikita lahat. So libre po yan mga kaibigan, wala pong singil yan. Kaya huwag kayong mag-alinlangan. No? Kanino nyo ba ipapadala ang resume ninyo? So, kung Manila, kung si Carmela o ako, nakikita nyo sa chat, nandyan po yung aming email. No? Diyan nyo po makikita yung aming email. So, padala nyo lang po at wag lang po magmadali dahil sometimes sa sobrang dami nagpapadala ng resume, nag-aabot-abot po. No? Hindi naman po ganun kabilis mag-assess. No? Sometimes inaabot po ng ilang oras, sometimes isang araw. No? So, ngayon, kung hindi naman Manila ang nagbigay sa inyo, sino ba ang nagbigay sa inyo ng Zoom link dito? At yun po ang inyong kakausapin. Jopit, ang nakausap ko yung sa Facebook Messenger, minessage ko lang sila, binigyan ako ng link. Wala pong problema yun. Balikan nyo po yung kausap nyo sa Facebook. Balikan nyo po sila. Sabihin nyo, Ma'am, sir, ano po ba ang inyong email address at magpapadala ako ng resume for assessment? Ganun lang yun. Sasagutin nila kayo mga kaibigan. They will be more than happy to answer you at sasabihin nila, ito po ang aming email address. Let's start the consultation process. Yan po mga kaibigan. No? So, it doesn't matter kung nasaan kayo. It doesn't matter kung taga Baguio ka at taga Nueva Ecija branch yung nag-send sa'yo. It doesn't matter kung taga Iloilo ka at Davao branch ang nag-send sa'yo. It doesn't matter kung taga Sultan Kudarat ka at Manila branch ang nag-send sa'yo. Yes, marami po kaming branches nationwide. Nakita nyo naman kanina. Pero hindi naman kailangan na yung branch na malapit sa inyo mag-serve sa inyo. No? Kung sino mo yung nakausap ninyo, kung sino po yung nag-send sa inyong link ninyo dito, yun po ang umpisahan natin. That's how we start the process. Send nyo yung resume nyo and they will start the process for you. Kahit nasaan kayo sa mundo, makinig po kayo ha. Kasi mamaya may question and answer tayo. Baka itanong nyo na naman yung sinabi ko. Kahit nasaan kayo sa mundo, kahit nasa Singapore kayo, kahit nasa Dubai kayo, kahit nasa London kayo, kahit nasa Japan kayo, at interesado kayo, you start the process by sending an email. And ngayon, we can start the process dahil electronic na po lahat ngayon mga kaibigan. Okay? So, ulitin ko po ha. Send nyo po ang inyong resume for an assessment kung sino ang nag-invite sa inyo dito. Maraming salamat. Okay. So yung mga bagong dating, no, dahil dumami po tayo, no, nasa 200 plus na po ang ating attendees, no. Kanina nag-start tayo nasa 160 lang. Para sa mga bagong dating, sa chat po ilagay nyo po ang inyong whole name at saka ang branch na nag-imbita sa inyo, okay? Nang sa ganon makita natin. Kung ako po nag-invite sa inyo, Manila branch po 'yan, no? So again, pakilagay niyo po yung whole name niyo sa chat at saka yung branch na nag-invite sa inyo kasi dumami na po tayo. Simula lang nag-umpisa 160 kanina, 214 na po ngayon, no? Okay, so tuloy-tuloy po tayo. Libre po yung assessment. No? Pagkatapos po ng assessment at na-provide nyo lahat ng mga dokumento, nakapag-start kayo ng mga steps namin, na-i-explain mamaya. No? Mamaya ma-i-explain yan. At stress-free lang po kayo. Kami po ang magla-lodge sa mga embassy ng inyong visa application. Ibig sabihin, kayo po, petik-petik lang kayo sa bahay. Kami na po ang mag-i-stress para sa inyo. Kami po ang magfa-file, ang kakausap sa mga embassy para sa inyo. marami po mga agency dyan, hindi po sinusulat ang kanilang pangalan. No? Kami po, pinaglalaban pa po namin kayo. No? Yan po ang kagandahan ng WorldConnect. Okay? So, pati rin po sa mga pag-liaison sa ating mga pag-liaison sa ating mga partners, no, sa Australia, sa Canada, or sa New Zealand, kami na po ang gagawa niyan. No? Wala na po kayong iisipin. Kami na po ang hihingi ng mga dokumento na kinakailangan para i-file natin ang inyong mga papeles. Okay, mga kaibigan, yan po ang kagandahan dito sa WorldConnect. Relax ka lang. Kami na pong bahalang magtrabaho para sa inyo. Okay? Ngayon, yung mga nagre-raise ng hand, mamaya na kayo mag-raise ng hand. Meron po tayong question and answer portion later, no? At sasagutin po natin yan. Okay. So, pati po mga training, mga kaibigan, ipo-provide po namin ang training sa inyo. Saan po natin ipo-provide ang training? Kasi meron po tayong mga mock interview. Kailangan malaman nyo kung ano yung mga itatanong sa inyo ng embassy, ano yung mga posibleng mga tanong, ano ang mga dapat na isagot at paano ba dapat sumagot. Kasi siyempre may mga technique yan, no? Alam niyo yung mga sa embassy, yung nag-i-interview sa inyo, tao rin lang yan. At dahil tao yan, siyempre maraming mga factors na nag-i-influence ng kanilang desisyon, no? So we have to make sure na yung ating pagsagot sa kanilang mga katanungan, yung ating kaalaman sa mga itatanong nila ay pulido po, okay? Yung swabing-swabe, yung pleasing ang personality. May mga kliyente po kami, medyo nagmamarunong. Bakit? Mayayaman eh, mga rich kid. Kaya-kaya ko yan. Pero bagsak po sapagkat nauna po yung yabang bago yung tamang sagot. Ano? So, tuturuan po namin kayo kung paano po gagawin itong mock interview. At higit sa lahat, pati po yung mga training ninyo, yung mga pre-departure, kami rin po ang gagawa niyan. Bakit? Importante po yan. Bakit? Kasi pag landing nyo doon, interview na naman kayo ng immigration officer sa airport. Ang dami pong gagawin. Saan kayo pupunta? Lahat po yan ite-training namin sa inyo, yung pre-departure orientation. At syempre, bago mag-start ang buong proseso, meron din kaming training, tuturuan namin kayo kung paano gumawa ng mga letters, no? Kasi meron po mga cover letter na kailangan. Meron po kayong mga study plan na kailangan i-submit. Yan po ay ituturo namin sa inyo dito po sa WorldConnect. Kaya nga po, sabi ko, relax lang kayo kasi let WorldConnect do the stressing for you. So ituturo po namin lahat sa inyo. Nang sa ganon, simple lang po ang inyong gagawin at magiging successful kayo kaagad. Okay? So, mga kaibigan, pag landing nyo naman doon, no? Walang problema. We will teach you how to open a bank account. Pipick upin namin kayo sa airport. Yun ang pinaka-importante kasi ang mga Pilipino mahilig magpasundo sa airport. Pero wala pong problema para hindi kayo maligaw, para sigurado we will pick you up. At kami na rin mag-a-assist kung wala kayong kamag-anak na titirhan doon, walang problema. Mag-a-arrange po tayo kung saan kayo pwedeng mag-stay. No? So lahat po yan. At relax lang kayo. Sabi ko nga, dahil let WorldConnect do the worrying for you. And we will make sure that everything is covered. No? Lahat ng mga bases kailangan covered yun. Yung lodging nyo, yung travel arrangements nyo, di ba? Yung accommodation nyo, yung airport pickup, opening ng bank account, we will make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. Okay? Yan po mga kaibigan ang kagandahan sa WorldConnect. Alam niyo mga kaibigan, marami pong agency dyan, no, magsasabi sa inyo na dito na kayo sa amin. No? Sasabihin sa inyo, dito na po kayo sa amin. At wala po kaming processing fee. Diyan po sa WorldConnect, may processing fee sila. Mga kaibigan, yan po ang kauna-unahang kasinungalingan sinabi nila sa inyo. Bakit? Kung wala silang processing fee, mga kaibigan, isipin po natin saan sila kumuha ng pangsahod ng empleyado nila. Saan sila kumuha ng pambayad ng kuryente, ng internet, ng mga office supplies. Saan sila kumukuha ng pambayad ng upa ng opisina? Okay, mga kaibigan? Yan po, mga kaibigan, ang mga katanungan na dapat ninyong itanong. Hindi po sila charity. Ano yun? May nagbibigay sa kanila ng pera na pambayad ng empleyado, pambayad ng ng uh, ng uh, ng uh, uh, ng opisina, ng mga supplies, ng mga utilities. Mga kaibigan, yun po kauna-unahan kasinungalingan. Hindi naman po sila charity. Hindi rin po kami charity. Negosyo po tayo, mga kaibigan. Sa totoo lang. Hindi po namin tinatago yan. Mayroong kaakibat na investment. Mag-i-invest kayo, may kapalit. Alam nyo, mga kaibigan, pag bumili ka ng kotse, hindi po investment yon. Pag bumili ka ng kotse, paglabas pa lang ng kasa, bumababa na ang value nun. Every year, pababa ang value nun. Dito po sa WorldConnect, pag nag-invest ka, tumataas ang value mo bilang isang tao. Mamaya, explica namin sa iyo kung bakit tumaas ang value mo. Bakit mas malaki ang nakuha mo kaysa sa nilabas mo. Yun po ang investment. Kasi ang investment, mayroong tinatawag na ROI, return of investment, at yung return hindi dapat equal, dapat greater. Okay? Yan po ang kagandahan. At saka dito sa WorldConnect po, hindi namin tinatago yung aming processing fee. Kasama po yan sa investment nyo, mga kaibigan. Kailangan din namin magbayad ng empleyado. Kailangan namin magbayad ng upa. Kailangan namin magbayad ng kuryente. Hindi po namin tinatago yan. Yan ang rason kung bakit kaya namin ibigay sa inyo ang mas mababang mga presyo, mga kaibigan, sa mga ibang investment ninyo. Yung mga agency na nagsasabi na wala silang processing fee, isisingit po nila yung processing fee nila sa lahat ng inyong babayaran. Doon nila tinatago yon, hihimay-himayin nila yon, nang sa ganun hindi mo mahalata na nagbayad din kayo ng processing fee. Bakit pa tayo pupunta sa mga sinungaling na ganun, mga kaibigan? Dito na kayo sa WorldConnect dahil maliwanag. Wala po kayo dagdag na babayaran. Lahat po ng aming ipapakita mamaya ay exactly yun lang po yun. Wala na pong hidden charges. Wala nang mga, siya nga pala, kailangan pong bayaran niyo. Wala pong mga ganon. Maliwanag po ang inyong investment. Okay, mga kaibigan? So, ngayon po, pupunta po tayo sa ating second speaker. I-explica po ni second speaker natin kung bakit student visa. Ano ba ang rason? Bakit student visa? Diba? Katulad na sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, pinakamabilis po ito. At saka ano ba yung features ng student visa? Ito po ang aking partner sa Manila branch. Welcome po natin si Miss Kagandahan, si Carmela Latorre.
Oy, good morning, Sir Jovit and everyone. Thank you naman.
Morning.
Good morning. Ayan.
Buti na ako mag-red, magte-terno tayo kung
Oo
nag-red
nga.
ako. Buti na lang, nagbago isip ko kasi sabi ko Chinese New Year pero hindi naman ako in-check, hindi na ako mag-red.
Ayan, sige. Thank you, Sir Jovit. Ayan po, si Sir Jovit. So, hindi nakakakilala kay Sir Jovit ay siya po ay isang educator, doctor, and nasa showbiz din, So, dati rin po siyang New Zealand school representative namin. Okay, let's move forward sa ating PowerPoint presentation. And next topic natin would be 4 reasons bakit student visa. So, yun yung pinopromote po namin. And this morning, Australia po tayo ngayon. Okay? So, pag-usapan natin yung bakit po ba student visa yung pinopromote namin. Ano ba yung reasons? Number 1, any qualification is accepted. So, kahit po kayo ay undergrad or bachelor grad or professionals or kahit may MBA na kayo dito sa Philippines or masters or working, so pwede po tayong mag-apply ng student visa. Reason number 2, no age limit. There's no particular age limit sa student visa. Kung kahit i-check niyo po yan sa internet, sa website, wala pong age limit, particular age limit. 18 years old and above, yes. But of course, you have to explain. Kaya po meron tayong study plan training or statement of purpose training. Kasi you have to explain, at your age, bakit kayo mag-aaral ulit in Australia. But there's no particular age limit. Kailangan lang po i-justify, kailangan lang i-explain ng maayos. Yan po ang reason number 2. Reason number 3, fastest processing as compared to other visas. Kasi student visa, syempre sa 15 years na po ng WorldConnect, yung mga kliyente po natin, especially before pandemic, meron po yan. Actually, pag-lodge or pag-file namin sa embassy ng application, seconds lang or a day or, mabilis lang po siya na grant or nagkakaroon ng result. Of course, during pandemic, meron pong mga at least 3 months, 2 months to 6 months. Depende po yan sa visa officer. Siyempre, hindi natin yan kontrolado, guys. But ito na po yung pinakamabilis na processing. Student visa po yan. Reason number 4, no experience required. So kahit kayo ay bagong graduate ng senior high or ng bachelor ninyo dito sa Philippines, pwede po. No experience required po yan for student visa application. Of course, depende yan sa course na iti-take nyo po sa Australia. It depends. Alright? So yan yung 4 main reasons. Now, pag-usapan natin yung mga features. Karamihan sa mga tanong, can I work? Yan. Ang sagot po dyan is yes. So according naman talaga yan sa visa na nare-receive ng mga kliyente namin, nakalagay po doon yung work rights. And you can work 20 hours per week. O, di ba? As what Sir Jovit said, hindi po siya gaya dito sa Pilipinas na Monday to Saturday, may pasok kayo sa school. So it can be 2 days or 3 days sa school. And also blended po siya karamihan ngayon. And you can work full-time during vacation and holidays. O, diba? Pwede kayong mag-work during sem break. For example, meron kayong 2 to 3 weeks na break before mag-start yung next term. So pwedeng full-time kayo magtrabaho. And the good news, during this, dahil nagka-pandemic na nag-extend yung working hours for international students. Yan. Okay, so next question ng karamihan. Can I bring my spouse and children? Definitely yes. In Australia, yes, as long as the course is more than 1 year. Kaya ino-offer namin dito is 2-year course. Depende po yan sa assessment also. Of course, if you will bring your family, kailangan financially okay din. Diba? Kaya meron po tayong assessment, consultation, kasi na-explain po natin yan. As long as your course is more than 1 year. Okay? Tandaan niyo po yan, guys. Now, another question. Since you will be bringing your family, your spouse there, can your spouse work? Answer is yes. Okay? Pero, in Australia kasi, depende yan sa course, ni primary applicant, which is the student. Dependent on the course of the spouse of the primary applicant. 20 hours per week if spouse is taking vocational programs and bachelor. Alright? So later, guys, actually meron tayong special guest this morning kasi this is supported by a partner school in Australia. I-explain po niya further kung ano po yung mga opportunities there, ano yung mga courses, So, stay lang kayo dito sa ating Zoom. Alright, so next po. Ayan. So that's the end of the part 2 of our topic. Now, let's proceed naman sa ating next speaker. Sir Jovit?
So ito na po mga kaibigan. In-explain po ni Carmela sa inyo yung reasons ng bakit student visa ang kailangan nyo kunin. Dahil po, dadagdagan ko po, dahil po ang pag-migrate po sa Canada, sa Australia at sa New Zealand ay points-based. So kapag nag-aral po kayo, malaki po ang points na kasama noon. Bigyan ko yung example. Sa amin, sa New Zealand po, 160 points ang kinakailangan para maging permanent resident. Yung pag-aaral po, like for example, MBA ang pinag-aralan mo, 80 points na po yun. So pag hindi ka nag-aral, saan mo kukunin yung 80 points? Hindi ka aabot dun sa 160. No, kalahati po ng points galing po yan sa pag-aaral. Uy, nadagdagan na naman tayo. So mga kaibigan, yung mga bagong dating, yung full name nyo po, pakitype po rito sa kanan. Ha? Pakitype sa chat group, lagay nyo yung full name nyo at saka yung branch na nag-invite sa inyo. No? At saka kung magpapa-assess kayo kung sino po ang nag-invite sa inyo na branch dito, sino nag-send sa inyo ng Zoom, yun po ang papadalhan ninyo ng inyong resume. So yan, linagay ko po yung resume, yung contact emails ng Manila branch kung ako po o si Carmela ang nag-invite sa inyo. Okay, mga kaibigan? Ha? So ngayon, meron tayong special speaker. No? Ang third speaker po natin ay galing Jensan. Yun, Tubong, Mindanao. Ha? Siya po ay pinadala namin sa Australia at siya po ay mag-speak to us kung ano ba ang experience niya ng pag-WorldConnect at pagpunta sa Australia. Palakpakan natin si Sonny Felicilda. Hi, Sonny. Hello.
Hello.
Kamusta?
Kita ba?
Yes, kitang-kita ang kagwapuhan.
Okay. Hindi ko kita yung video. Ayan. Hello. Hi guys, good morning. Si Sonny nga pala. I'm from Jensan and currently here sa Brisbane, Australia for I think 2 years and 8 months. Yeah.
Tagal na ha?
Yep. Tagal na.
ano ba pinag-aralan mo dyan?
Before I was taking aged care and disability courses kasi related sa field ko since I'm a nurse and very demand dito yung mga healthcare jobs especially with my course. And luckily WorldConnect sent me to this school sa AIAS na which is very good. The staff, the teachers are very accommodating, and especially when we arrive here in Brisbane, sinundo kami sa airport and finoward kami sa kung saan yung accommodation namin.
Nice. So, kompleto, sinundo kayo sa airport. Gaano ba katagal?
Yes.
Wala nang dumating ka, gaano ba katagal at bago ka nakakita ng work?
With regards to work, I started working, I think, after 2 weeks.
Oh,
yes,
wow!
Kasi,
tama yung sinabi ko kanina, di ba? Imposible kasi hindi ka makakita ng work ng within 1 or 2 weeks. Pag nagtagal doon, choosy ka na, maarte. I want a yaya, I want to be manager. May ganun di ba? Mga Pilipinong iba na may ere. Pero kung wala kang ere, gusto mo mag-survive, you grab what's there. Tama ba yun, ha?
Yes, it is. Actually, sa ngayon kasi ang daming job available as long as hindi ka lang picky. And then, sa iba dito, usually, yung sumunod sa akin, yung sinundo namin sila sa airport, some of them actually started working after a week.
Nice.
And yeah, after a week. And especially sa cleaning job, kasi malaki yung mga sahod sa cleaning job dito. And it's not that hard. It's very easy.
Hindi, totoo yan. Alam mo sa like sa Auckland, no, sa New Zealand, ang secretary ko $22 ang sahod sa oras. Ang minimum wage $20 ang oras. So mas mataas, no? Yung janitor nga namin $24, mas mataas pa kasi secretary ko kasi mas mahirap yung trabaho, mas malaki ang sahod. Yung nurse namin, alam mo, bigyan kita example, yung nurse namin, bagong graduate, bagong pasa lang ng board, no? Pumasok sa opisina sa trabaho, walang experience, pumasok sa ospital, nag-umpisa yun sa $30 ang oras. Ang construction worker na wala rin experience, taga-buhat lang ng semento, nag-uumpisa din sa $30. Sa marami nagtataka, bakit yung construction worker kasing sahod ng nurse? Kasi po mahirap din ang trabaho ng construction worker. Pwede kang malaglag, pwede kang maaksidente. Binabayaran po natin yung dignidad ng tao. Yan ang hindi alam sa Pilipinas. Tayo, lahat ng trabaho, minimum wage, di ba? Di ba? Ganun sa atin, di ba?
True. Minsan nga mas mapera pa dito yung mga sa cleaning job kaysa doon sa mga office, sa mga hospitals.
Totoo. Kasi the harder your work, the more physically demanding the work, the higher the pay.
Yes, exactly.
Nung nag-aaral ka, how many days a week ka ba nag-aaral?
I think I was only studying 2 to 3 days a week. And then
Hindi katulad sa Pilipinas na 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to
Hindi.
Saturday. Yan.
Very balanced dito yung yung work life study kasi dito pinopromote nila yung more time to yourself, sa families, sa mga yourself to do other things like jobs and unwind, kasi dito pinopromote nila yung what do you call this? Mental peace, at saka yung hindi ka overload sa
Peace
studies
of
talaga.
mind.
Yeah, peace of mind.
So, dinala mo family mo dyan o dyan ka na naghanap ng jowa?
I think
Next question, please.
Next question, please. may mga plans pa, may priority pa for now.
Yan. Pero maganda ang buhay. Do you like the life there? Diyan kahit
Definitely
maglakad, hindi ka ma-hold up.
Definitely. Dito safe, and then very affordable. Yung cost of living dito sa Brisbane, Australia, cheap. At saka yung sahod dito malaki at the same time. So kahit dito hindi ka magtrabaho ng 12 hours a day. Kasi ako, I'm only working 7 hours a day from Monday to Friday, sometimes 4 days lang. Kasi I'm focusing on my profession, education, kasi I want to heading sa permanent residency. So my target kasi ako, but the thing is in order for me to get that permanent residency, kailangan mo din mag-focus on the studies and the exams.
Sa amin ang minimum wage sa New Zealand is $20. No? Magkano minimum wage diyan sa Australia?
Dito, yung $20 is yun yung sa mga, I think, ABN. Pero dito sa mga cleaning job, because I'm earning 27. Dito, minimum wage is, I think, 22. Yeah, 22.
Ito ay per ora, ha? Hindi katulad sa Pilipinas, ha? Yung malaki na sa atin, per day, 540 pesos per day. Sa probinsya, sa Mindanao, nasa 200 plus per day lang, di ba?
Ano lang yung 200 tao nito? Kalating oras mo lang yun dito.
Kaya nga dito sa New Zealand tsaka sa Australia, sumasahod tayo per ora, tama ba? At magkano ba ang kilo ng manok dyan? Kasi sa New Zealand usually $4, no? At saka pag on sale, $2 pa ang kilo. So kung minimum wage earner ka, $20 an hour, yung isang oras mo 10 kilong manok na. Pero sa Pilipinas, hindi ka makakabili ng isang buong manok sa sinasahod sa minimum wage.
Yung buong linggo mo dito na consumption, I think kikitain mo lang yun sa 3 oras o 4 na oras pang 1 week na food mo na yun.
Galing, ano? Oo, yan ang kagandahan ano pang advice ang mabibigay mo, ha, Sunny?
Sa mga aspirants, especially sa Pilipinas, when you arrive somewhere, kung saan ba sa Canada or other countries, you have to be ready, and then kailangan yung mindset mo is focus, kasi hindi lang puro job. Okay? You have to invest as well sa time to study if you want to stay long or if you want to reside in that country. Kasi like me, when I arrived here sa Brisbane, the life is very kumbaga for me is perfect already. Nandito na lahat ang kailangan ko, nandito na lahat yung mga leisures and everything. So it's up to you to decide if you want to stay longer, but you have to invest on your time for education. And for you na to stay longer, you need to also pick the right agency, the right platform na tutulong sa inyo, kasi hindi lahat ng pagkakataon na yung mga agency na pag kukuha ka ng agency, pagdating dito, talagang dead man na kayo. So it's very bad to hear those stories sa mga students na uuwi ng Pinas kasi hindi na assist. But at the same time, for you guys to aspire working and studying overseas, kailangan nyo maging focus, determination, kasi once you've arrived into a certain country or sa places na talagang comfortable na kayo, maraming temptation. Sobrang dami ng temptation na baka mawala kayo sa focus. So being that said, kailangan nyo maging ready all the time. And don't be picky sa trabaho. Jobs are jobs. It's not that hard, especially sa mga cleaning job, but you need to focus on education as well as time for yourself.
Ikaw ba na homesick?
Sometimes, yes, I do.
Kasi ang mga tao, yan lang naman ang kalaban, sarili rin lang no?
Yeah, sarili mo lang talaga. Yung homesick kasi, siguro before yung mga wala pang mga social media or mga video call. But right now, I think nandyan naman yung video call available. Especially dito kasi halos yung mga internet dito halos free, ganun. Anywhere you go, may mga wifi.
Free wifi.
And anytime you can call your families anywhere dito. Kasi dito, importante dito ang internet So lalo na dito sa Australia, so almost 24 hours may internet kayo access to contact your family. But for me, I think but for me, bihira lang ako tumatawag sa family ko. I think they understand that I'm also busy in studying, ganun, and also in my sports because I'm very sporty person. I join competition here sa Queensland.
Anong sport mo ba?
Volleyball. Actually, I had to share something. That is my
barkada dyan, ha? May team ka na,
actually, kakatapos lang ng tournament namin last week and we just won the bronze medal for Queensland volleyball dito.
Nice, congrats.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what we call work-life study.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. Any last words para sa ating mga participants today? We have 232 participants.
Sa lahat ng mga nanonood dyan sa lahat ng participants, it's better for you to invest on what you really want. This is not just for yourself, but also for the family that you left behind sa Pilipinas. And na mag-invest tayo ng money. Actually, it's not a small money. It's a big amount of money, especially when it comes to peso. But the thing is, those are investment that you can actually earn here in a few months or in less than a year, as long as you have determination. And kumbaga, kung lalabas naman kayo ng Pilipinas para mag-search ng better future, might as well invest on everything that you have inside, especially with our skills. Sa mga Filipino kasi palaban tayo We have the skills, we have the attitude to drive para mabigyan natin yung the best natin sa family. So sa inyo guys dyan, it is the best na mag-invest kayo with the right agency na tutulong sa inyo, especially sa WorldConnect. Maraming branches, so maraming branches.
Thank you, Sonny. Mabuhay ka. And God bless you and stay safe.
Thank you, guys. Sa lahat dyan, stay safe as well.
Thanks. Yan po si Sonny Felicilda. Yan po ang ating mga student na galing ng Mindanao at pinadala ng ating Gensan branch. Yan ang kagandahan ng Australia. Narinig nyo hindi mahirap maghanap ng trabaho, hindi mahirap mag-aral, hindi mahirap mga kaibigan. Sarili mo lang din ang iyong kalaban. Basta ikaw ay determinado, basta ikaw ay hindi picky, basta ikaw ay buo ang loob, makakapag-succeed ka katulad ni Sammy. Kita nyo, successful na po siya ron. At mga kaibigan, ngayon naman, to speak, meron tayong fourth speaker natin. Our guest speaker for the day. She was formerly an international student, so she can tell you all about the experiences of an international student because she herself experienced what it is like to be an international student. And she's currently working as the marketing manager of UBSS, a group of colleges in Australia. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Jennifer Fan.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
How do you do, Jennifer? It's a fantastic
Good,
morning.
How are you? Good. How are you? It's Saturday in Australia. It's beautiful outside. Thank you, everyone at WorldConnect team. Give me opportunity to speak to you about our institutions. To introduce you a little bit about myself, I came in Australia 16 years ago as an international student. I completed my master in accounting degree in Australia, and then after that I got my PR, and then I settled in Australia. Very happy. The life could be better in Australia. I have 2 kids, and currently I'm working as a marketing manager for UBSS. My main job is to introduce our courses and then assessing the application from international students. And then I'm here to help and to give you all the information about our institutions and answer any questions that you may have for admission and your studies at UBSS. Can I start sharing my screen with you? So, okay, okay. Can you see my screen now? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, my dear.
Yeah, thank you so much. So UBSS, our institution was open more than 20 years ago. Currently, our students coming not only international students, but we also have local students as well. We do have a different courses. For majority of the courses, local and student study together, but we do have some special courses for the local students who need to advance their skill, which is our entrepreneurship scheme. International students may have access to some part of the courses, which I will explain to you a little bit later on. Okay, so the topic I'm cover today, mainly I will talking about UBSS, our courses, entry requirements, our prices, and then some scholarship what we offering for you guys international students today who are attending the webinar today. And then I introduce you about our campus. We have Sydney and Melbourne campus, and then some of the facility, and also the skill development, and then student support is everything if you study at UBSS. So you know, we are in Australia, one of the strongest performing economies in the world. Our society is a very stable and multinational country, which is that you can see so many people around the world come and live in Australia. That's the beauty of Australia. When I first came to Australia, because you know we come from Asia, different background, feel a little bit worried, a little bit afraid when you go overseas. But actually, when I arrived, I feel very normal, relaxed, because the culture here is coming from different countries. Everybody is really nice, really friendly, so you wouldn't feel lonely and different when you are in Philippines. And because we have campus in Sydney and Melbourne, as you know, Sydney and Melbourne is the biggest cities in Australia. Majority of the people, migrants coming to Australia to study, they're living in Sydney and Melbourne because they can find jobs very easily. But some of them, when they're living a period of time here, they can transfer to other states. Other states, it's difficult to find jobs, but it's getting better. And then you can also find a lot of different things in other states. But at the moment, Sydney and Melbourne still the biggest city in Australia. This is for about UBSS. This is Professor Andy West. He's currently the dean at UBSS. He's a very experienced PhD. He has been working for international student industry for more than 20 years. And this is Mr. Alan Manley. Alan Manley is our founder and CEO. He's the owner of UBSS. He's very dedicated for international education industry. He has more than 30 years experience. It's a very proud that last year Alan got the Medal of Australia for his contribution to Australia international education. This is the highest award given to Australians if they have a significant contribution to the community in a different sector. For our founder, he got that medal, and he's one of the first one who working in education industry who got this award. For UBSS, we only offer higher education courses. So for bachelor, we have our Bachelor of Accounting, we have Bachelor of Business, and we also have higher education, which is our MBA. MBA is one of our very popular courses, and I have so many Filipino students applying for MBA at UBSS. Give you a little bit information about UBSS, because we dedicate to provide excellent teaching quality and student support for our students. Every single year, we conduct student feedback survey. We do not conduct the survey by ourselves. We attended in a government conducted survey to contact our current students, so that current students can give the very true feedback about their experience when they study at UBSS. Our MBA, we consider for undergraduate, I mean, #1 teaching quality in Sydney CBD. For learner engagement, we also got the #1 student most satisfaction course in Sydney CBD. For student support and overall study experience, we always got in the top 5 of all the providers in Sydney CBD. For the bachelor, as I mentioned, we have Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Accounting. I will go into the detail of the bachelor qualification. Bachelor of Business is a very general qualification. Students normally coming from different backgrounds. They can study a diploma qualification before, or they can just finish high school and they go into Bachelor of Business. Our Bachelor of Accounting is a very specific qualifications because our Bachelor of Accounting is CPA and CI accreditation. If you want to become, for example, if you want to get skill assessment to apply for migration pathway, then yes, you can go for Bachelor of Accounting because we do have migration pathway for this course. So students who complete Bachelor of Accounting definitely confirm can get skill assessment for migration. For the master, our master, we have Master of Business, which is a 2-year course, 16 subjects. This is the most selling course for students who coming from offshore, especially, for example, from the Philippines. But we do have a shorter course for higher education, which is a graduate diploma, 1 year, or graduate certificate for 6 months. But those courses normally we only for the students who are already in Australia. Let's say we have a student who complete a bachelor degree in Australia, but they want to longer the stay in Australia. It's a little bit longer. Instead of going to the MBA 2 years, they go for a graduate diploma for 1 year. But most of the students who coming from overseas, let's say they currently stay in outside of Australia and want to come into Australia, they normally go for the MBA full duration of course. So now we are talking about the entry requirements. For the undergraduate, our course entry requirements are very straightforward. For undergraduate course, normally entry into our bachelor degree, you would need high school in the Philippines, or you can complete a diploma, which is a qualification after the high school. IELTS, normally we require IELTS 6 overall. We don't really require each bank have to be minimum 6, but overall 6. Overall IELTS is 6 or equivalent to PTE. We do have our English placement test as well in case if you don't want to take the IELTS, but condition apply, because normally I still recommend the students to take the IELTS because it's an extra point, bonus point for their visa application. But it depends on your background. You may be eligible for the English placement test, which is that you need to check with WorldConnect because they have all the requirements that we have. Send your qualifications, send your CV to them, and they will let you know if you can eligible for an English placement test or you need to take the IELTS test. But the English placement test, the requirements still the same, equivalent to IELTS 6. For the postgraduate, very straightforward as well. Normally, get into the MBA with us, you need to complete a bachelor degree. Sorry that we do not accept experience to be qualified. Some of the students, they may only complete high school, 10-year working experience, and if they want to go to our MBA, unfortunately, at the moment, we do not accept experience. We only accept qualification. So you must have a bachelor degree in the Philippines in order to get entry into our MBA. For the MBA, apart from the academic, you need to have IELTS 6 as well. But because this is a postgraduate level, you need to have speaking and writing minimum 6. Similar to the bachelor course, we do have our English placement test, but you need to contact WorldConnect, talk to them, and they will advise if you are qualified for the English placement test. Everything we do to maximize your chance of getting the visa to Australia. And now I will explain to you about our tuition fee. In Australia, as an international student, you need to study full-time. Study full-time in Australia, it means 8 subjects for qualification. Our bachelor degree, we have 24 subjects in 3 years. So each calendar year, you need to complete 8 subjects. In order to complete a bachelor degree, 24 subjects in 3 years. The current tuition fee for the 3-year at UBSS is $37,800, which is per subject is equivalent to $1,575. For all of you, if you are attending the seminar today and you decided to go with UBSS, we will offering you 20% discount for the May intake tuition fee. Let's say you study 4 subjects in May 2022. Those 4 subjects will have tuition fee 20% discount. Instead of $1,575 per subject, the tuition fee per subject for May 2022 intake is going to be $1,260. Get in touch with WorldConnect. As soon as we finish the webinar, contact them, put your application for May intake to have the tuition fee for May intake scholarship discount by 20%. Similar for the undergraduate, our postgraduate is a 2 years qualification with 16 subjects. So the total tuition fee for 2 years MBA equivalent approximately 32,000 Australia. So every single year of the MBA only 16,000, which means each semester you're going to pay $8,000 per subject. Similar to the undergraduate, if you decided to go with UBSS, contact WorldConnect, register for May 2022 intake, and your tuition fee for May 2022 will be reduced 20%. Instead of $2,000 per subject for MBA May, you're gonna pay $1,600 per subject for May only. Our intake is a little bit different with other institutions. We divide the 3 trimesters equally in a calendar year, which is from January to December. That's why we have intake in January, in May, and in September. The next available intake at UBSS is May 2022. We are very flexible with the students. As I mentioned, as an international student, you need to study 8 subjects per calendar year, which is, it depends on you. We flexible and give you an option to choose. If you decided to study, let's say 4 subjects in January, 4 subjects in May, you finish your full study load, you can skip September intake and you can work 4 months full-time straight. You don't need to study those 4 months from September until end of December. And as you know, this is the most holiday season in Australia. A lot of jobs, easy for you to find and very well paid. So majority of our students, they choose to study that way, 4 and skip the last one. But some of the students, they find it's a little bit hard for them. They prefer to do 3-3-2, so they can have more time to focus on study. We definitely can do it as well. So it depends on you, which way you want. Once you commence our course at UBSS, contact our student services, talk to them and find a study plan, which is the best suits your personality, your personal. So we have 2 campuses. We have Sydney campus and Melbourne campus. Both of our Sydney and Melbourne are very central position. For Sydney CBD campus, our campus in Castlereagh Street, which is 1 minute from Museum Station, central in Sydney CBD, very convenient location. You get out of a train station, 1 minute from the station, you will see our campus. And then around the campus, 10 minutes, you can go to Sydney Opera House, you can go to Darling Harbour. It's a very convenient for all, biggest places in Sydney CBD. So this is our campus. Our campus, we spend a lot of money to invest and then to install a very modern campus. I will explain to you a little bit about it later on, but we can show you our campus. All of our computer at the campus are iMac computer, very modern and new facility. And this is our Melbourne campus as well. We recently opened Melbourne campus in 2021. And the Melbourne campus is in the middle of Melbourne CBD as well, because since we have both Sydney and Melbourne, it's really flexible for you. Some of you, when you decided to go to Australia, you might thinking to choose with Sydney or Melbourne. Don't worry, since we have two campuses in two bigger cities, pick the one you want. Let's say you pick in Sydney, but later on you want to transfer to Melbourne, not a problem at all. We can easily transfer to Sydney. And in the opposite way, if you choose Melbourne, later on you decide to go to Sydney, here you go, contact our student services, and we do everything transfer for you. At UBSS, because our founder, his background in IT, so we invest a lot of money in our technology to reduce the admin work for both students and our staff as well. Every single student who study at UBSS, we do have an app. So if you're using iPhone, you can download UBSS app on Apple Store. But if you're using Android, you can download in Google Play as well. This is an app where, since if you are a current student, you can check your timetable. You can get all the notifications from the school to your phone. If you want to see the teacher, you want to make appointment to see the teacher to asking any question, you can book appointment online through the app. If you want to see student services, instead of going to the campus and waiting for the student services, you can simply go to the app, log in, enter your phone, enter your name, your student ID, and you can chat with them student services from Monday to Friday through your phone. We are trying our best to reduce the waiting time, and then so the student can have more time to enjoy their study and their life and their working in Australia. Anything you can do, anything you need with UBSS, when you study at UBSS, you can do it from the UBSS app, from your phone. So let's say if you go to UBSS, you currently at the campus and you want to see student services. So we have queue management system. You just go there, type your name, and then you can go back to your class, attending your class. When student services is ready to meet you, we will text you and let you know 5 or 10 minutes before. You can get the message say, this is your turn to see student services. Please come to see student services. So we reduce the waiting time if you need to wait. If you prefer to have a face-to-face conversation with them. Since all the arrangement at UBSS, we always get excellent student feedback. For all the current students who drink at UBSS, student satisfaction for the student support at UBSS always 4.5 out of 5, our current students. Some of you might concern if I choose to study at UBSS, how I'm gonna get not only about teaching quality, but student support always satisfied at UBSS. We have excellent student retention rate. Once a student commences at UBSS, they will continue and finish the qualification. We don't have, that's why their retention rate at UBSS is really good. And we are very confident and happy about that. So at UBSS, as you know, when COVID hit in 2020, before that, we already invest a lot of money on technology. Our class will be changed to online class since March 2020, as required by Australian government. We have smart board, we have the motion camera. The teacher they are teaching our online classes not from their home, they need to go to the campus, stay in the class, and they're teaching from the class. Students who are attending online classes can see students with teacher, they walking around of the class, the camera or motion follow them. So students, they really feel they actually in the class. They can ask the teacher any question, attend even the online classes, similar to the face-to-face classes. If they need to, if they can't attend the classes, and they need to replay the session, we all have the video recorded. Students can replay anytime that's suitable for them. Since I mentioned to you earlier, we do have our entrepreneurship for local students, where we have access to materials and then working connection. And our international students do have access to the entrepreneurship center as well, where we're teaching students about management for the company. Most of the students, because our MBA, we have two major. The first major is entrepreneurship. This is for entrepreneurship center. The second one is our accounting stream as well. So we established the entrepreneurship center to support our students who studying entrepreneurship major. For the MBA, which is our course, I have to say that very practical. We're not only teaching the student the normal subjects. We some of the subjects we call business strategy game. So we group the student in a different group. The student will be giving a very real cases that where they need to make marketing plan, finance, and then social media, a lot of plan, like the way they are running the business. And that case, the student group of the students will be competing each other to make presentation, explain their plan, and we will have some of the professor and then business, guests coming from the industry to listen to the student and give them recommendations to help them for their future at the work. One of the things is a captain's project that students need to compete with other students from around the world. This is the international, subject, and so many institutions that they are attending. Our UBSS students have been competing with other students around the world, and some of the years we got number 1, number 2 in this subject, competing with other institutions. Now, one of the holidays at UBSS, if we are quite flexible for our students, let's say if you complete 8 subjects in the last semester, as I mentioned, you want to skip, you don't need to apply holiday, but during the school time, if you need to go back to see your family, if you have any passionate reason that you need to take a break, we can always help the student. Contact student services, provide the reason, and your holiday can be approved. So you can go for your plan. One of the things that from the moment you enter at UBSS, we give the best service we can until the end of the graduation. This is one of the best memory ceremony. We want to give it to our students. We have been doing it for 5 years. Our graduation ceremony is held at City Opera House to give the students the best memorable, event of their 2 years or 3 years study at UBSS. Students are more than welcome to invite their family and friends to come to attend their graduation ceremony. And we even have the live stream on YouTube in case if your friend or family, they're not coming from overseas, they can see, you got your graduation certificate live if they are not attending. We hope that the graduation ceremonies is also one of the last thing that you remember as you study at UBSS. That's it. These are the key things that I would like to introduce you and about UBSS. And as I mentioned, for May Intake, if you decided to go with UBSS, we offer scholarship 20% for May Intake tuition fee. If you decided to go, we're more than happy to welcome you here. contact WorldConnect and put your application ready, and we see you at UBSS soon. Thank you.
Awesome, Jennifer. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So UBSS is our partner in WorldConnect. So we give you the best schools, right, Jennifer?
Yes, the best.
We only offer you the courses which can give you a pathway for whatever plans you have to the betterment of your future, right?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
There you go. And do you have any words, any personal words for our listeners before we go on? Because I know we've got a question and answer portion later on.
Yes,
and we're going to go and
sure.
let Kathy do some talking first. But just in case you've got some words to say before we go and introduce our next speaker.
I just want to say that I have quite a good number of Filipino students studying UBSS. They seem to be very good students, English perfect, and they study very well. And the majority of them, I have to say most of them, all of them are very happy because they have good education in Australia. They have a good job, and they get a very good pay, and they can see their future in Australia as well. So I hope that today's section is a benefit to you, and hope to see you here in Australia.
Awesome. And so for all of you out there, just stay tuned, because after our next speaker, we're going to have Jennifer come back, and we're going to be answering your questions, because we've got the question and answer portion. I'm sure you all have fantastic questions to ask and to clarify what is the best pathway for you. Okay, so thank you, Jennifer. We'll see you in a bit.
Thank you. See you.
Carmela, you're back, kasi ngayon pag-uusapan natin, mga kaibigan, kung ano ba ang mga giant steps. Paano ba natin umpisahan ang prosesong to? Kanina sinabi ko na sa kanila, now you start by sending your resume so that we can have an assessment. Pero after that, ano ba mangyayari na? Ano ba yung mga next step? Dahil yung iba dito, gustong-gusto na talagang mapabuti ang kanilang buhay. Carmela!
Thank you, Sir Jovet. Yes. Next topic natin would be about the requirements. Ayan. Student visa application po muna tayo. Okay, so ano ba yung mga requirements? Basic requirements, no, in general. Kasi alam ko, iba-iba tayo dito ng mga qualifications, ng profile, ng pinag-aralan, ng work experiences. Pero ito po yung basic requirements natin. So number 1, qualification. Okay, so basically kung anong nakalagay sa resume nyo, whether you graduated sa bachelor nyo dito sa Philippines, of course, diploma, transcript of records, no, even yung mga trainings and certificates, kailangan natin yan, guys. Yung employment certificates, kailangan din natin yan, guys. Okay, number 2, character. Ito yung NBI clearance na kinukuha lang natin online. Madali lang po ito, guys. Pwedeng online po siya. So, of course, pupunta tayo sa first world country and kailangan natin, wala po tayong pending case or record, no, sa NBI. And then, number 3, health. So, meron kayong pagdadaanan na medical tests sa mga accredited centers po ng embassy lamang. Dito sa Manila, sa BGC St. Luke's or sa Ermita po ang accredited, no, ng embassy. And of course, kailangan walang communicable disease, iwasan nyo ang COVID, no? Siyempre, and may mga lab test din, mga additional lab test din kayong pagdadaanan if i-require po kayo. But of course, ang key lang dito, kahit kung wala naman kayong nakakahawang sakit, yun po. Pwede po tayo niyan makapasok sa Australia. Yung mga high blood pressure, okay lang po yan, hindi naman nakakahawa. Number 4 is the financial. So sa financial, ito yung karamihan ng mga questions sa financial. Siyempre, depende po yan sa inyong financial requirements, no? Personally, siyempre, meron tayong tinatawag ng mga financial supporters dyan. Kailangan immediate family. No, ano ba yung mga sources of funds? So meron dito, papakita namin kung ano yung mga financial requirements. So sa Australia, the embassy requires international students to demonstrate that they have access to at least 20,290 Australian dollars a year to fund their living costs in Australia. Siyempre po, kailangan i-justify natin bakit kayo mag-aaral, paano niyo po i-sustain yung studies, ano. So po pwede po ito manggaling sa mga relatives, sa mga immediate family kung hindi po kaya ng self-support. No, ano ba yung mga sources? So, number one, ayan yung mga acceptable sources of funds. Money deposits held in a bank account by you or a person supporting you. Take note, person supporting you po, pwede pong combined bank certificate, bank statements of your relatives. For example, nagtatrabaho si auntie no sa US or sa Europe, no po pwede po i-email lang po sa atin yung mga documents. Documents lang kailangan natin from them. Okay? So kailangan may bank account and a loan from an approved financial institution. Syempre, kailangan po kung mag-loan naman po kayo, i-explain kung paano niyo po babayaran. So dapat very careful tayo sa mga financial documents na isa-submit. Pero guys, po pwedeng combined no na mga bank certificate and statement or bank certificates only from your relatives. No? Depende sa assessment of course. Yan po ang financial or yung show money na tinatawag guys. Okay, so moving forward, pag-usapan natin yung 5 giant steps. Ayan, so nabanggit po kanina ni Ms. Jennifer yung mga entry requirements. Now, ito po yung 5 steps po na marireceive nyo rin after the assessment. Number 1, step 1, course contract signing. Doon sa contract, nakalagay kung anong services namin, how much you will pay, and then awareness form also nandyan din. Course matching, of course, this is after ng assessment, initial assessment, and then course registration or slot reservation. So as low as 37,000, pwede na kayong mag-start ng process. Itong 37,000, this is under installment method. So initial requirements needed, depende yan sa course, pero basic initial requirements na kailangan, resume, diploma and transcript of records, valid passport, and statement of purpose. So statement of purpose to follow, kahit to follow na yan, we have statement of purpose training for you guys. So once you sign up with us, makaka-receive kayo ng complete list of requirements na through sa email. Okay? Yan yung step 1. Step 2, so the school will release an offer of place, no, depende sa assessment of course ng UBSS. And then dito sa step 2, kailangan na rin natin ma-check yung mga funds and financial requirements. And then also, since we have received the offer of place or offer letter, nakalagay doon how much is the minimum initial deposit. No, depende sa assessment ng UBSS. So magbabayad kayo na ngayon ng enrollment fee, materials fee, and tuition fee. So there's also processing fee na second installment sa step 2. And then step 3, of course, if may mga IELTS result kayo, TOEFL and PTE, depende po sa course. And of course, may English placement test din ang UBSS. So kailangan ma-check po muna yon if you're qualified to take English placement test of the school or kailangan mag-IELTS. No? Lodging na din tayo. Lodging meaning magpa-file na po sa embassy, lodging of documents. So kailangan kumpletuhin natin lahat ng mga requirements, including qualification, NBI, medical. Though the medical will be after the lodgement, no? And then the financial, importante. And your statement of purpose. Kasi according to our president, statement of purpose, yun yung binabasa talaga ng mga visa officers. Kaya kailangan may trainings po tayo. And then, meron also third installment yan for step 3. And then also yung mga trainings nyo, yung mga documentation trainings, yung mga mock interview trainings, ano? So dito rin yan sa step 3. And then visa fee for Australia, it's more or less 26,000. Nagbabago po yan, nagpa-fluctuate kasi yung exchange rate. And career fee of 1,800. Sa step 4, since kumpleto na tayo lahat sa mga requirements, we will wait for the result of the application. Depende po yan sa visa officer, hindi yan natin masasabi kung kailan, walang definite date po kung kailan lalabas po yung result. But lagi po namin ina-update yung mga clients namin. Kung wala pang result, then we will wait po. Ito yung mga nagdadasal na yung mga kliyente namin. Kasama kami no, sa pagdadasal, syempre, kasi under WorldConnect po yan. So dito, mag-wait lang po tayo ng few weeks or months. Depende po yan sa visa officer na nag-a-assess ng inyong application. And then step 5, last step, dito na, if may visa letter na tayo, pre-departure orientation. Siyempre, ibang visa to, hindi tulad sa POEA. May pre-departure sila, that's work visa. But of course, this is student visa. Kaya kailangan alamin nyo yung mga do's and don'ts also. So of course, picture taking, testimonial, release of visa and original documents. By the way, kahit nasa ibang part kayo ng mundo, nasa abroad, po pwede naman pong hindi original yung ipadala sa amin. I mean, hard copy, kahit soft copy po pwede. And then the visa will be coming from our documentation team. We have documentation officers and assistant na mag-a-assist po sa atin. And then preparation for departure and settlement. So of course, hindi lahat may kamag-anak no sa Australia, kaya kailangan natin i-prepare yung departure ninyo. Kailangan din fully vaccinated po kayo. And of course, meron pong last installment sa ating step 5. So that's it guys for the 5 giant steps. Of course, i-explain po natin to no, once nag-visit kayo sa branch po. Especially yung sa financial requirements, i-explain po namin further yan once nag-visit kayo sa branch. No, please send your resume to our emails. And yeah, that's the 4th part of our presentation. Sir Jovit.
Yes, my dear. At ang ating next speaker, siyempre, ang bossing natin. At para malaman naman natin ng mga ating mga tagapakinig ngayon, ano, kung ano ba ang return of investment. At saka, ano ba, maganda ba talaga mag-aral doon? Mga kaibigan, alam niyo dito sa WorldConnect, ito pong event natin, no? Ito pong partner natin, ang UBSS. Alam mo, WorldConnect only chooses the best schools for you. Hindi tayo kumukuha ng mga partner na kung sino-sino lang. Ang mga partner schools natin, no, like UBSS, ito po ang mga eskwelahan na bigay ng tamang landas para sa mga balak ninyo, sa mga plano ninyo na eventually maging permanent resident, yung tinatawag na PR, no, sa Australia. Kaya mga kaibigan, I'm telling you, dito po kayo, makinig po kayo, mamaya po lahat po ng i-explica ni Cathy ang yung return of investment. No? Pagkatapos po niyan, meron tayong question and answer portion. Okay, let's start with this video introduction.
Our speaker is a graduate of BSBA Management. She is a nurse by profession and a proud mother of 3. She has a master's degree in entrepreneurship from Ateneo Graduate School of Business in Rockwell, Makati City. She worked as an OFW in London, United Kingdom. She is currently one of 6 New Zealand education specialist agents in the Philippines and a council member of the prestigious Philippines New Zealand Business Council. She was recently awarded the Halyao 2017 Outstanding Young Bicolano Entrepreneur Award by the Metro Naga Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Here she is, the founder, president, and CEO of the biggest visa consultancy in the Philippines, WorldConnect. Catherine Altarejos.
Hi, Manay!
And to Miss Jennifer Fan, to Mr. Manley of UBSS for supporting our event. Anyway, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. We have 200 plus participants. Okay, pag-usapan natin yung ROI for sure. We have a lot of clients. Hi, Jen. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for today.
Yeah, extend my regards to Mr. Manley and to all UBSS team.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about the return of the investment. For sure, there's a lot of students who are interested to know what will they get in return if they will study in Australia. Okay, so let's talk one by one the ROI part. Okay, why do you have to study? So this is my part now to discuss about the ROI. For sure, we have a lot of parents na nag-i-invest ng pera nila and they want to know ano ba yung kapalit ng investment. Okay, when you study a course in Australia, what do you get in return? So number one, you get a diploma. Okay, so if you will be studying with UBSS, ano ba yung kapalit sa investment po ninyo? You will get a qualification that is recognized worldwide. So you will get the diploma or bachelor's degree for the high school graduates. So yun ang maganda sa UBSS, meron silang bachelor's program. So pwede po mag-aral yung mga high school graduate to study the bachelor's degree. Sa mga masters, sa mga degree holders na graduate ng bachelor in the Philippines, with or without work experience, yung iba may mga work experience na, so we will check your eligibility to study master's program naman. So yun ang maganda kay UBSS kasi may master's program po sila. Sa mga aplikante na gustong kumuha ng master. So again, that was explained by Miss Jen a while ago. So 2 years yung program. Ang kagandahan, pag masters po ang pipiliin, pagkatapos ng course, may 2 taon po kayong open work permit. So gustong sabihin, hindi ka na babalik ng Pilipinas after 2 years na pag-aaral, meron po kayong 2 taon na work visa. It's a graduate work visa once you finish the course in UBSS. So yun ang kagandahan pag nag-aral sa Australia. So sabi nga ni Mr. Jovit a while ago, you study twice, thrice, or 4 times a week. Depende sa schedule ng eskwelahan. Then at the same time, kayo po ay nagtatrabaho, kumikita ng pera because you are allowed to work as an international student. Dito po sa WorldConnect, we believe in the program that we send our own relatives. Siguro may mga aplikante magtatanong, Miss Cathy, may pinadala ka bang kamag-anak sa Australia? Of course, I've sent a lot of students to Australia, even my own relatives. Just recently, my eldest daughter, she studied online class last year. Kasi di ba may pandemic, so she studied online class for 1 year. She is a K-12. So after 1 year na nag-online siya, by March of this year, 2022, she will be studying Bachelor of Law. Okay, so yan po yung panganay kong anak. Nag-aral 1 year online kasi close pa yung border before sa Australia, pero this March, she will be studying Bachelor of Law. Maybe you would ask, law ka agad? Samantalang sa Pilipinas, ang pwede lang mag-aral ng Bachelor of Law or Law proper, yung may degree na sa Pilipinas. So, 4 na taon na mag-aaral ng political science or business bago po mag-law proper. So, 9 years na aral. Yung anak ko po, 1 year lang na diploma, and then 3 years Bachelor of Law, magiging Australian lawyer na po siya. So isipin po ninyo, she would be able to save time and effort studying. So for me, maging lawyer lang yung anak ko sa Australia, ROI na ako, bawi na ako sa investment. So I know we have parents right now attending. So ang kagandahan, yung anak mo po, may maipagmamalaki na qualification na diploma, which is galing Australia. Okay, and while studying, as I mentioned, and this was also mentioned by Jovit, you are earning while you are studying. So you are allowed to work while you are doing the course. Pag walang pasok, holiday break, you can work full-time. Ngayon nga, ang alam ko, naging maluwag ang Australia sa pag-work ng mga estudyante. Ang dami ngayon ina-allow to work full-time kasi nagkulang ng mga workers ngayon sa Australia. Okay, so kumikita ka ng pera kada oras. So sabi ng magulang, o Cathy, paano mababawi ng anak ko yung investment? Habang nag-aaral, kumikita siya ng pera. Per hour ang kitaan. Diba sa Pilipinas, ang kitaan is per day. So isang buong araw, 8 oras na trabaho, kumikita ka lang ng isang beses, 500 to 600 pesos a day. Samantalang sa Australia, as mentioned by Mr. Sonny, yung kliyente po namin na pinaalis, kumikita sila ng $25, $20, $35 an hour. Yan po yung mga part-time income ng mga estudyante depending on the type of job na makukuha po ninyo. But the minimum income in Australia is $18. Again, i-compute mo siya sa Philippine peso, magkano na yan? 600 to 700 pesos kada oras. So kahit minimum, okay pa din. Diba? So kumikita ka na, nag-aaral ka pa. So you are hitting two birds with one stone. You get the best qualification. At the same time, you're also earning while you are doing the part-time job. And sabi ko nga, diba, you earn higher income potential. It's because ang kitaan per hour, dollars pa. Diba? Kesa sa Pilipinas, na kumikita po kayo ng peso. So the higher is, the income is higher because it's per hour. Okay? And when you work while you are doing the course, diba, you get the local work experience. Ito very important to. You learn more when you do the work, the actual work, rather than just doing the theory, the classroom discussion. It's better if you do the work. Diba? So ang dami pong mga courses na actually, yung iba may mga on-the-job training, may mga internship components, and may mga kliyente kami nag-aaral, let's say, for example, business or accounting, pero nag-work sila part-time sa accounting firm. So, mas madali kang matuto when you do the work. Diba? So, yun ang kagandahan. And ang gandang ilagay sa CV na nag-work ka sa Australian companies, Australian firm while you are doing the course. So, you get to develop yourself, you get to meet new contacts, you get to meet employers. Diba? Dumadami yung network mo. So yun ang kagandahan when you are working. May mga aplikante siguro sa 200 plus participants natin ngayong umaga magtatanong, kaya ko ba as a Filipino yung makipagsapalaran, mag-compete abroad? I know, as a Filipino, diba, we have the same fear. What if you will go to Australia? Mabilis ba makakuha ng part-time job? Sino ang kalaban natin sa job? I am an OFW as well. I work in UK. I'm from the province. I'm from Bicol region. Hindi po ako galing Metro Manila. Hindi ako na-expose sa napaka-busy na city. So I'm from the province. So majority of our participants galing din sa probinsya. Please, as an OFW, ang kalaban po natin sa job actually, it's not really the Kiwis, the Aussies, or the Canadians. Ang kalaban po natin sa job, actually, Indians, Koreans, Chinese. Yun yung mga kalaban natin sa work. Now, ask yourself, sino ba ang mas magaling magsalita ng language ng English? Di ba tayong Filipinos? We can speak well the English language, as mentioned by Jen a while ago. So Filipinos, we have already a brand that we are workaholic, we are very compassionate, we are happy people, kahit may problema nakasmile. Diba? Ganun yung attitude natin. And pag pumunta po kayo ng Australia, malaki na ang Filipino community, and pag nandun na po kayo, hindi kayo mahirapan for part-time job kasi ang dami ng Pinoy. And pag sinabing Filipino ka, makita na ikaw ay galing Pilipinas, alam nilang masipag ka, matyaga. So again, trust yourself. Tanggalin mo yung takot. Mahirap pumunta sa isang bansa kung hindi ka makakapagsalita ng language nila. Again, you are going to an English-speaking country wherein you can compete. Okay? So again, tiwalaan mo yung sarili mo. Ang dami pong pinaalis ni WorldConnect. We just turned 15 years last January 28. 6,000 plus na po ang napaalis ni WorldConnect. Majority ng kliyente namin, they don't have relatives abroad. And yung iba pong kliyente namin, high school graduate, walang work experience, yet naging successful. So kung nakaya nila, kaya nyo din. Sabi nga, nauna lang sila. Hindi sila magaling, nauna lang. Kumbaga again, just do the first step. If you're interested, after the end of this seminar, send your resume for a free assessment. Wala naman pong bayad. It's a free assessment to check your eligibility. Send the resume kung sino nag-invite sa inyo. Then bibigyan ka namin ng step-by-step cost computation. We will tell you kung qualified ka or hindi. Pag binigyan ka namin ng cost ng investment computation, the 5 giant steps, then gustong sabihin, qualified ka. Then you could start the application with us. Okay, so aside from the local work experience na madami kang makikilala, madi-develop ka as a person, you can bring your spouse and kids with you. Alam mo ba ang kagandahan sa mga degree holders na nag-a-attend ng orientation ngayong umaga? Kung kukuha po kayo ng master's program sa UBSS, chinek ko na po ang website ng madaming eskwelahan. The tuition fees are very expensive with different schools. But with UBSS, with the 20% scholarship that they are offering this May, The program, the master's program, napakamura, very competitive compared to other schools. Sa universities po, master's program, $25,000-$30,000 kada taon. Kay UBSS po, napakamura ng master's program nila kumpara sa ibang eskwelahan. Sila lang po ang may competitive na tuition fee for masters. Ang kagandahan po pag masters, yung asawang isasama can work full-time. Yun yung benefit ng master's program. Eventually, if you bring your spouse with you, the spouse can work full-time. Yun ang maganda. So, kayang mabawi ni Mister yung tuition fee ni Mrs. kasi unlimited naman pwede magtrabaho si Mister. Yung estudyante po, 20 hours a week lang pwede mag-work. Pag walang pasok, then pwede mag-work unlimited. Then you can bring your kids with you. However, yung tuition fee po, kayo po magbabayad. Yun lang po ang pagkakaiba. Hindi po free ang pag-aaral ng kids sa Australia. You have to pay for the tuition fee of your kids in case you bring them with you. Pero kaya naman mabayaran kasi yung asawang sinama, pwede naman magtrabaho full-time. Diba? So ito yung benefit. You can bring your family with you or let's wait for 6 months or 8 months, mas maganda kasi makapag-settle down muna yung estudyante, makapag-adjust sa culture before you bring your family with you. Pero again, if you are financially capable, you can bring your spouse and kids with you. So kayo po yung magde-decide. Okay, depende sa decision ng family. But again, there's no broken family. You can bring your family with you eventually. Okay? Pwedeng sumunod in 2 months or 3 months, depende. Kung gusto nang pasunurin ka agad. And ang pinakamaganda pa po, the benefit if you will apply through us, the unlimited assistance that we give to the parents and siblings of our student. We assist for free tourist visa application. This is lifetime. In one condition, we will help your parents and siblings to get a tourist visa for free as long as you would follow the regulations in Australia, the regulations of the school. So you would not violate any policies of the school. So you have to meet the attendance requirement. You have to submit accurate documents. We do not allow submission of fraudulent papers. So it's a no-no. In return, we would honor a lifetime free tourist visa processing for your immediate family. Okay, so bawal po yung magpapagawa ng mga certificate kung saan-saan. Again, protect your reputation. And again, diba, so it's WorldConnect who would process your application with the Australian Embassy. So please make sure that you would submit accurate documents, genuine documents. So no submission of fraudulent papers, no misrepresentation. So we want to protect our image as well as also your reputation as a student. Kasi again, we want this long term, diba? And sabi ko nga, pumunta ka sa mga travel agencies in Manila, the visa processing for tourist visa, it's very expensive. But for us, it's for free lifetime. So this is one of the services that we give to the family. Okay? And our students, good news, you get a multiple entry visa as a student. So if you miss your family, you can easily come home. So if your class schedule is Monday to Thursday, you can come home by Friday, spend your weekend in the Philippines. By Sunday afternoon, you can fly back to Australia if you want. It's only 8 hours by plane. So I keep on telling my students, your visa is a multiple entry. Pwede kang lumabas-pasok ng Australia anytime you like. So you just need a plane ticket. You can come home anytime. There's Cebu Pacific. There's Philippine Airlines. Mura yung ticket going to Sydney, going to Melbourne. 8 hours lang po yung flight. Yun ang pinakamaganda kay Australia. Ang travel time is only 8 hours compared if you would go to Europe, compared if you will go to Canada, napaka-maikli nung travel papuntang Australia. So pwede kang umuwi every month if you like, diba? And connecting with the family nowadays, sabi nga ni Mr. Sonny kanina, hindi na mahirap with internet everywhere, my WhatsApp, my Messenger, you can easily call your family. So hindi na ngayon mahirap yung ma-homesick kasi meron ng Facebook, may WhatsApp na, may Messenger na. And of course, the last benefit, the chance that you can eventually migrate. Of course, we do not guarantee this because that would entirely depend on your course, on your experience. The good news with us, if you would apply through WorldConnect, before the end of your course, we will endorse you to our registered migration agent in Australia for a free assessment because we do not compute the points. We are not allowed to explain about the pathway, but we have partner immigration lawyers, registered migration agents in Australia that you can contact once you arrive in Australia. But again, there is a chance, a pathway that you can migrate eventually once you meet the points. My cousins, Carmela and Florence Altarejos, they studied Masters of Accounting. Right now, they are both residents of Australia. I have a cousin in Melbourne. His name is Noel Altarejos Mendoza. He is a nurse by profession. Right now, he is already a permanent resident of Australia. Saan po nagsimula? By studying a program, eventually gaining points, working full-time, then migrating. If you want to have the same pathway, again, have a free consultation with the different branches of WorldConnect, submit your resume, and avail ASAP, the 20% scholarship offered by UBSS. Ngayong May intake lang po yan. Diba? So sayang nung 20% discount. Bibihira yung swelahan ng bibigay ng 20%. So I'm done with my presentation, Mr. Jovit. We can do Q&A part.
Yes, Manay. Ayun. Okay. So mga kaibigan, nandito po tayo. Marami pong sasagot ng inyong mga katanungan. We've got our CEO mismo, si Catherine Altarejos. Tsaka syempre, sino pa ba? The representative of UBSS, Jan Fan is right there. So you've got a host of people who are experts who can answer all your questions. So please type your questions on the chat group, on the chat, and Carmela and I can go start reading the questions, and we'll try to answer as much as we can. So how do we, one of the questions here is, how do we go about where to stay if we do not have relatives in Australia? That's no problem, my dear, because we at WorldConnect will make sure that you've got some place to stay. So we can arrange temporary lodging for you. And eventually you're going to make friends. You're going to find what's called Kababayan Incorporated. You're going to find Filipinos that are from your same area, or some make new friends, and they'll say, sama-sama na tayo rito, come join us. So what we want to do is we just want to give you temporary housing, because if you like the housing, you can stay. But if you find Kababayans, you find other Filipinos, you want to stay with them, it's easy to transfer, because in Australia, rent is usually paid by the week. That means next week you can always leave. Okay, it's not like the Philippines where you how much is the rental fee for flats? I don't know. You know, you can be like Carmela. You know, Carmela has a high standard of living. So she wants to be at the 28th floor. She wants to be overlooking the yacht club. She wants to have a 4-bedroom condominium. She, you know, a beautiful sunrise. That's going to cost her about $2,000 a week. So that's the type of housing she wants. That's the type of flat she wants. Now, if you're a budgetarian like Jobit, you're going to stay in a $100 per week flat. You know, it's a room for rent. It depends on your lifestyle. We can't answer that. So right now, so you really have to come in for a talk in the office. Once you've already started the process and we're on, because those are the things that we can arrange at the last minute. Okay. So there's a question here, Jennifer. How many years for the bachelor's degree at UBSS?
Oh, our bachelor, for normally at general, bachelor degree in Australia, this is a 3-year course. So our bachelor business, bachelor of accounting, 3 years duration.
Do you have anything that's health related?
Pardon?
Do you have anything that's health related?
No, we only have we only have bachelor in business and accounting.
So, you know, my advice for all the people here, if you've got a bachelor's degree already in a healthcare setting, for example, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a physical therapist, taking a master's in business administration will be good for you, because healthcare is also a business. You don't want always just to be doing the clinical stuff. You want to get promoted. You want to be the manager. You want to be the facility manager. You want to be the department manager. And that requires an MBA.
True. Yeah, I'm speaking because I'm also a nurse. To climb the ladder, you have to have a course in business. So they will require you. So the MBA, the Masters in Business, is a good option for nurses, for physical therapists, for OTs. Okay. Regarding the rent, Jovit, question by one of the clients. Normally the rent is per week. So I have students paying 150 a week, sharing a flat, sharing a room with few Filipinos. So don't worry about the accommodation because we can arrange that for you. We can find a suitable accommodation for our students, part of our service. So depending on your budget, hahanapan ka namin kung ano yung budget na kaya mo. So we have students who have houses already na pwede nating kausapin, and you could stay with our clients, with our students. Okay. So there's a question here. Okay. A while ago, you mentioned about the break, Jen. So Sandy would like to clarify, if I enroll for subjects for first and second trimester, and then on the third trimester, I'll be on a break. So can I work full-time during that break period?
Yes, you definitely. So as an international, if you complete your full-time study law, which is, I mentioned before, 8 subjects, if you study 4 subjects in the first one and 4 subjects in the second one, then you complete it for that calendar year. For the last trimester, which is 4 months, you can work full-time. You don't need to go to school. And that's legal in Australia.
That's
for
beautiful.
Internationals. Yeah.
Yes, they're very flexible. UBSS is very flexible on that. So
yeah,
that's beautiful, because we don't have that kind of thing in New Zealand. In New Zealand, you've got to study for the whole year.
Oh, really? When I used to be international student, I normally choose to study 8 subjects in the first and second trimester, so I can work full time. Because from September, in December is a holiday season in Australia. Plenty of jobs, good pay. You can easily find job and have a good pay.
That's smart way of doing things.
That's why I don't recommend my students to go back during this period. They can make a lot of money during this period, to be honest.
yeah.
So there's a question here. It says, what if my course is not related to anything offered by UBSS? Well, I'm telling you, it's impossible to name one course that's not related to business. Whether you're an aircraft in the aircraft industry, whether you are in the healthcare industry, whether you are in the business, the engineering, even if you are a priest, even if you are, there is no degree in the world that you can think of. Even if you're a chemist, even if you're a physicist, eventually you're going to have to work for someone. All the institutions are all businesses. Even if it is an NGO, it's still run like a business. It still has a cash flow. There's still personnel.
Yeah.
Even if it's a government agency, there's always management, so that an MBA serves you regardless of what your bachelor's degree is in.
That's so true, especially the entrepreneurship stream, that you can come from any background. And I want to explain a little bit more, because we have MBA in 2 streams. The first one, entrepreneurship stream. The second one is in accounting. But the first year is going to be the same. So once you register with UBSS, your theory, your offer letter, your visa will be issued under general MBA. 31st year, if you decided to go for accounting, you can do it in the second year, and you can get migration pathway with that MBA in accounting major as well.
And also, I'd like to tell everyone that the MBA is the world's most transportable degree. An MBA can open doors for you anywhere in the world. Even if you're an IT guy, even if you're a nurse, because eventually you want to be the boss. You want to be able to run things. Are you just a follower, or are you a leader? Because if you want to be a leader, then go grab the MBA from the UBSS.
Yeah. And majority of our participants, they are degree holders. So the best program to take is the master's. Don't get for a lower qualification, especially for the visa side. If you want to get a higher chance of getting the visa, then get the master's program. Because in the Philippines, if you're a degree holder, the best thing to do is upgrade yourself, get the master's. Just like me, I studied Masters in Entrepreneurship in Manila. If I had known, I should have studied UBSS way back then.
And the
Yeah, it
teacher fee
doesn't
very
matter which-
reasonable as well.
It doesn't matter which bachelor's degree you graduated from. No? So people keep asking the same questions. So whether you went through engineering, whether you went through agriculture, an MBA is a good answer for you because it is a step up. It is a way of opening new doors towards management, and that means higher pay.
Yes.
Okay. Jovit, again, yung mga estudyante na talagang gustong ibang kurso, meron naman tayo. But again, we want to promote masters. Okay? Kasi again, master's program is the best option for degree holders. Pero yung talagang gustong ibang kurso, meron naman tayo. Pwede pag-usapan natin sa office. But if you're asking us, the best program for a degree holder is master's program. Okay. It's installment. There is a question here. Do they have to pay how in full? Good news with Australia, with UBSS, you can pay as low as 4,000 to 5,000 to 6,000 Australian dollars. So only a partial tuition fee, then the rest installment when you get to Australia, right?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes. It's true. Yes.
Tapos ganito yan mga kaibigan, no? When you study the course, it's not the course that you want, it's the course that you need. Bakit? Kasi hindi naman lahat kayo aral lang ang gusto, di ba? Okay, like ito, tanong ni Arnold, do you have an MA in English? Okay, so may MA in English, anong magiging trabaho mo? Yun ang tanong mo. Tanungin mo sarili mo, ano ba ang magiging trabaho mo? MA in English ka nga, tapos nasa waiter ka lang. Dahil, no, that doesn't work. Teaching, no, it doesn't. You're in an English-speaking country. What are you going to do an MA in English for? Di ba? So, kunin mo kung ano yung makakapagbukas ng pinto para sa inyo. And you have to get an MBA. Dahil it really opens doors. Whether you're in London, whether you're in Sydney, whether you're in New York, an MBA opens doors. Do not limit yourselves doon sa mga masters nyo na like masters in whatever, no? Lumiliit yung mundo nyo. Kailangan broad. Alam nyo, ang business, everything is a business. Napakalawak nito. So marami kang options. Pag hindi nag-succeed yung plan A, may plan B ka, may plan C ka. Pero kung ang masters mo, napakaliit ng scope, pag nag-fail ang plan A mo, wala ka ng plan B, wala ka ng plan C, mag-aaral ka ulit, di ba, ng iba. Pero kunin mo na yung mas malawak para sa ganon, whatever happens, marami kang plan A, plan B, plan C sa buhay, mga kaibigan. At saka yes, ang pag-aaral po, 20 hours a week lang. You work 20 hours a week, you study more or less 20 hours a week. Perfect balance of work, life, and me time. You know, me time is very, very important. Okay? Ngayon, mga kaibigan, 99% ng nandito nakikinig ngayon, kayo may bala kayo mag-permanent resident. So, ibig sabihin yan, dapat yung kurso ninyo, yung makakapagbigay sa inyo ng tamang puntos para dun sa permanent residency. So, yung gusto ninyo, hindi lagi yun ang makakapagbigay sa iyo ng tamang puntos o linear approach para dun sa tinatawag na permanent residency. Kami po rito, kaya po kami ang tinawag na visa consultancy. Kaya po kami education consultancy consultant. Ibig sabihin, expert po kami. Kami po ang nagsasabi sa inyo kung ano ang tamang landas para makuha nyo yung ambisyon ninyo later na mag-permanent resident. Diba yun ang gusto nyo? Kaya mga kaibigan, dun tayo hindi tayo mahihirapan. Kasi later makikita nyo, iiyak kayo kapag ang daming tanong, ang daming question ng immigration officer, bakit hindi kayo na PR? Kasi pinagpilitan nyo yung kurso na gusto nyo, imbis na yung kurso na kailangan niyo. Okay ba yun mga kaibigan? Yan po ang kagandahan ng consultant. Sasabihin namin sa inyo kung ano ang nararapat, mga kaibigan. Ang WorldConnect, alam mo, para kaming fairy godmother, hahawakan namin ang kamay mo, i-guide ka namin step by step, hindi ka mamamali, mga kaibigan. Okay, Carmela, more questions.
Yes, there's a good question here. Can I ask, if my partner and I are not yet married, is there a chance I can bring him? Thanks. Yes. There is a chance kung common law partner or live-in partner, yes po.
Yes, hindi requirement na kasal. Hindi makitid ang utak ng batas ng Australia. You can have a same-sex partner. You can have a common law partner. You don't have to be married. You just have to prove that you are a real couple. Okay. In a master's degree, if you take the MBA, you can bring your spouse, whether you're married or not, even if it is a same-sex spouse, no problem, because Australia allows that. Okay, Jen, right? And an MBA, they can take their kids along with them, and
Yeah,
the
they
spouse
do.
can work as well.
Yep. Another question, do you have any package fee deals that may be inclusive of at least a year tuition?
Students can pay the full 1-year tuition fee if they are interested, and UBSS can deduct the 20% scholarship for that 1-year tuition fee that
Yes.
they're paying for May intake, right, Jen?
Yes. So because you know the 20% scholarship we offer at the moment for May 2022 for WorldConnect students. But if any of your students want to prepay to take that advantage, let's say pay 1 year, yes, definitely 20% discount will be applied for those prepaid tuition fees.
Wow.
Nice.
And to think, Jen, that your price is very competitive and still you are giving 20%. That is
Yes.
indeed good news.
So especially to help the student during this challenging time, because you know during COVID, many students' family they struggling to support the student, you know, for the finance as before, and that's why we've been doing it to support students.
Thank you. And also you mentioned that the students have an option to take the placement test instead of taking the
Yes.
exam, the IELTS exam, because a
Yes.
lot of students, they are scared to take the IELTS. So they have an option to do the placement test first, pass the placement test in lieu of IELTS.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So there's a question here. The question is, I'm sorry. Can I bring my married sibling? No, you can't take your siblings along. You can take your spouse. You can take your kids. When you become a permanent resident, you can bring your mother along, but not your siblings, okay? And then when your mother becomes a permanent resident, then she can probably apply for a family reunification if all the children are there, you know? So this is a thing for our licensed immigration advisor, okay? So this is why we've got lawyers. This is why we've got people here who are experts, okay? There's an interesting question here. No? They said, oh, the other, bakit daw 200,000 dun sa ibang poster natin? Yung po, kung K-12 graduate ka at kukuha ka ng mga ibang course, dun po tayo sa bumababa po. No? Pero dito po sa master's degree at saka sa iba, hindi po ganun. Ano? Kasi syempre, mga short course po yun sa mga K-12 grad, yung mga hindi pa nagka-college. Pero karamihan po kayo dito kasi college na. Doon na tayo sa mas matibay ang magiging papeles natin. Diyan po ang MBA.
That's right. There's a question, is it okay to have 2 jobs?
As long as you are within the 20 hours per week, yes, you can have 10 hours in one job, 10 hours in another job. Now, when you graduate, after you finish your MBA, you have what's called a post-study work visa, right, Jim? So that allows you to stay. So you're garnering points from your studies. You're also garnering points from your work experience, and so on and so forth. There's so many ways to get points. Now, when you are in a post-study work visa, there's no limit to the hours, right, Jen? So you can have 2 jobs, you can have 3 jobs. Don't sleep. Just take Red Bull.
Same to the summer break, the last trimester, because I can see one question asking how many hours the normal full-time working in Australia. Let's say I'm doing at the moment, we work 37.5 hours per week, which is considered as a full-time. But when you are on break, last trimester, once you finish a subject, you can work full-time or unlimited. It's up to you. So you can have 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, as long as you can handle it. Because in immigration, we don't really require you to work, let's say maximum 60 hours. It's your break, you work as much as you can.
Thank you, Ms. Jen. We have another question here. Are we allowed to choose a state? If yes, do you have business courses there other than Sydney and Melbourne? Miss Jen, you only have Sydney and Melbourne campuses, right? So guys,
Yeah.
this webinar is supported by UBSS. So we will discuss only UBSS. But if you have any preferred state, especially if you have kamag-anak no sa ibang states, please get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Another question.
Ikaw mag-read back, mahirap mag-read back.
I know there's a lot of questions.
Ang mga gurang mahirap na mag-read back.
There's a question here. I am a graduate of Bachelor's of Science in Commerce, major in Economics. Can I study lawyer? I don't know. Guys, pag naulit po namin, if meron kayong mga specific courses or states, please get in touch with us. No, this event is supported by UBSS, guys.
At saka dito sa UBSS, merong scholarship, merong discounts. Kaya
Yes.
grab nyo na yung opportunity because Jennifer is giving you the best pricing, the best discount. 2020, 2021 nagkaroon ng pandemya. So now Jennifer is giving you the pandemic discount. Grab it!
20% to think that the price for UBSS is also very competitive compared to other schools, plus 20%. So no schools is offering that. There is a question here. Once graduated from MBA, is Australia open to MBA graduates for employment? Are they open to hiring foreigners? I told you a while ago, my cousin studied masters in accounting. Carmela and Florence Altarejos, both of them now are residents of Australia. They studied masters in accounting. As mentioned by Jen, there is a pathway for masters in accounting.
Yeah.
It happened to my cousins who are already in Sydney, living a good life. They both studied masters. So there is no discrimination, even if you came from the Philippines, as long as you are competitive, you have a
Yeah.
good qualification.
Completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
At saka tandaan nyo mga kaibigan, kaya may programang ganito ang Canada, ang Australia at ang New Zealand dahil kulang sa tao. Kailangan nila talaga na magtatrabaho. Kailangan nila ng mga may talent. Kaya siyempre, mas maganda yung doon ka nag-aral. Bakit? Kasi kung gusto mong maging permanent resident doon, bigla ka nalang susulpot doon. Ano ka, binubuenas? Wala ka pang binibigay sa bansa nila. Mag-aral ka doon, nakapagbigay ka ng tuition fee. Yung tuition fee nakapagpasahod ng mga Australian, napagbuwis nila, so on and so forth. Nakapag-contribute ka maski maliit na bagay doon sa kanilang ekonomiya. Number one. Number two, you are learning how to do things the Australian way, the Western way, not just the Asian way, not just the Filipino way, pero yung global way of doing things, yung Australian way, di ba? So ibig sabihin, kampante sila na naiintindihan mo na magaling kang magtrabaho para sa kanila dahil doon ka nag-aral, di ba? Number two. Number three, nagbabayad ka ng buwis. Minamahal ka ng gobyerno ng Australia pag nagbabayad ka ng buwis, di ba? Yung nakagandahan doon. So yes, at saka number four, ito pong bansa ay wala pong diskriminasyon. Kahit ano pang itsura mo, kahit kalbo ka, kahit na pink ang buhok mo, kahit may tattoo ka sa mukha, kahit Asian ka, kahit negro ka, kahit anong salita mo, wala silang pakialam. Kahit Muslim ka, kahit Christian, wala silang pakialam. Kay matanda, kay bata, kay bakla ka, kay lalaki, wala silang pakialam because no discrimination po. Yan, pantay-pantay ang mga tao. Bawat tao may dignidad. Yan po ang kagandahan sa Australia.
Okay. Actually, Jovet, yeah, you are absolutely correct. There is no discrimination for age, disability, religion. So Australia is, very open for everyone regardless of race, even of age. But of course, in WorldConnect, we would like to make sure that you meet the entry requirement of UBSS. So anyone matured, please submit first your resume for a free assessment.
Yes. Yung sinasabi ni Sandy, yung stated ng Prime Minister ng Australia, para sa mga nakatungtong na po sa Australia yan. Kayo, kung hindi pa kayo nakatungtong sa Australia, hindi po yan para sa inyo.
Yan. So guys, please send your resume. We will send the 5 giant steps to you after the assessment.
Marami po kaming mga eskwelahan na mga partner namin sa Australia. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Buong Australia po, marami pong reach ang WorldConnect. Tandaan nyo, napakatagal na namin sa industriya nyo ito. Kilala na po tayo. Pero para sa araw na ito, dahil sa araw na ito umattend kayo, UBSS po ang ating sponsor for the day. UBSS po ang ating pinag-uusapan. Ngayon, kung meron kayong mga ibang mga gustong malaman, send nyo ang inyong resume dahil libre po ang assessment at marami po tayong pwedeng pag-usapan, mga kaibigan.
There is a question here, when can I bring my spouse and kids? You can bring your spouse and kids right away. We can process the visa for the student and the family. Or you can just bring them after 6 months or 3 months. It depends on the family. You have to decide. Diba? So it depends sa financial capacity, but you can also bring your spouse and kids right away or they can follow. So it's an option that the student has to make.
May tanong din dito, kailan daw siya pwede may assurance pa daw ang pag-PPR? Wala pong assurance sa pag-PPR sa kahit anong bansa. Wala pong bansa sa buong mundo na makakapagbigay sa inyo ng assurance. Pero kung hindi kayo mag-aral, imposible nyo maabot ang points. Okay? Unless mag-asawa kayo ng Australiano. Okay? Yun lang ang paraan. Ngayon, pag nag-aral kayo, meron kayong puntos. Pag nagtrabaho kayo, meron kayong puntos. May IELTS kayo, meron kayong puntos. May edad ninyo, lahat meron kayong puntos. Lahat po yan may mga puntos. Pag qualified na kayo, pag na-reach nyo na yung minimum points, at saka kayo mag-file ng tinatawag na permanent residency. Diyan po papasok yung abogado ng WorldConnect, yung tinatawag na Licensed Immigration Advisor. Okay? Sila po ang mag-guide sa inyo ng step by step. Sila po ang magsasabi, ito po ang mga puntos natin, ito po ang kinakailangan natin. So, kailan ba pwede mag-apply? It depends. Iba-iba po tayo ng circumstances. Bigyan ko ng example. No? Sa New Zealand, meron ako estudyante, pagka-graduate niya, by virtue ng trabaho niya, dahil ginawa siyang director ng duty-free, in 3 months after niyang graduate, nag-apply na siya ng permanent residency. Bakit? Kasi yung pwesto niya nasa senior management. Ang laki-laki ng sahod niya, pasok siya sa points. No? So yung iba naman, after 1 year, after 2 years. No? Ganun po ang usual. No? Usual na po yung 1 year, 2 years. Pero iba-iba po tayo. Katulad nga na sinabi ko sa inyo, yung iba after 3 months lang, puno na yung points. Kasi by virtue of their circumstances. So, iba si Jennifer, iba si Kathy, iba si Carmela, iba si Orlando, iba si Jovit. Pagdating natin doon, step by step po natin malalaman kung saan ang puntos natin. Okay?
Yes.
There is a good question here. I've taken already my MBA here in the Philippines. Question from Ange. Would the school also accredit the units I had?
We might be able to do it, but it really depends on the subject you study, because we need to see those subjects you study in the Philippines if it's matching with our MBA. So I do have a student who complete a master qualification overseas. So send us your qualification with the full transcript so we can have a look. But if your qualification is general, then we recommend you to go for MBA of accounting. If you already have accounting or any, other major, then go for the MBA General Entrepreneurship with us.
May tanong dito si Charlene. Kung nag-MBA ba daw after 2 years, can you bring, sino bang dadalhin mo? Anak mo, asawa mo? If you're studying the MBA, dalhin mo na yung asawa mo at saka anak mo, sabay mo na habang nag-aaral ka. IELTS is required for studying, Jennifer?
IELTS? For IELTS?
Yes, is IELTS required?
Yeah. So IELTS for bachelor, IELTS General 6, or PT equivalent, IELTS for master 6, but speaking and writing 6. But we do have our English placement test. So once you attend English placement test, they actually test you 4 skills similar, and they will let you know if your result is equivalent to our entry requirement. To be honest, I have so many Filipino students who take the English placement test and no one failed, because your guys' English are perfect. So we don't have any student who fail. But that maybe depends on the application. Kathy and the team will recommend you to take the IELTS, so to give you a better chance of getting the visa. That's why I speak to WorldConnect team, and they will let you know which is the best option for you.
Awesome. Charlene, habang nag-aaral ka ng MBA, pwede mo nang isama yung anak mo. Hindi mo na kailangan i-wait yung 2 years. Basta MBA ang course mo, sama mo na yung anak mo. Di ba, Carmela? Tama ba yun? Yes. Ngayon, may tanong dito, 48 years old ba siya? Wala pong age limit, no, pagdating sa sa pag-aaral. Pero pagdating sa permanent residency, baka abutan kayo. Pero marami naman choice, no? Dahil sa Canada mas malayo-layo ang edad na pwede niyong pasukan. Yung sinasabi ni Rain, no? Yung housing po, Rain, ulitin ko po, sinabi ko na kanina yan, hindi po kasama ang housing kasi hindi ko masabi kung ano ang lifestyle mo, kung sosyalera ka o pwede na sa'yo yung room for rent or sama-sama or gusto mo nasa mansion ka, hindi ko masabi, kaya hindi natin masabi yung lodging. Iba-iba po tayo ng lifestyle sa buhay.
There's a good question dito from JP. If ever I completed all the requirements and processes for the student visa application in the embassy, unfortunately I failed, would it be free to reprocess until it will be accepted or approved? Yes, you can relodge your visa application as many times as you want hanggang ma-approve. Pero wala ka nang babayarang processing fee. Babayaran na lang is the visa fee and courier.
Yes.
There's a private message here. MBA, they're going to get a post-study work visa, right? How many years is the post-study work visa? That's the first question. And number two, is that post-study work visa renewable again?
How many years for the postgraduate visa? I think at the moment, is it a 2 years one for the master?
So it's 3 years. If they take an MBA with UBSS, after they graduate, they'll get a 3-year post-study work visa.
2 years. I think
3 years.
2 years. 2
And
years.
the next question is that extendable to another 3 years or renewable?
No, you cannot. Unless you take another one. I think you take another course. And then after that course, then you can apply another graduate visa. But for one course, you can only apply one graduate visa. You can't renew another one after you already been on a graduate visa.
Okay, awesome.
For Sydney and Melbourne, the post-study work visa is only 2 years. For regional areas, it's additional 1 year.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
3
Si
years.
Myra, tanong ni Myra, pwede ba may tato? Myra, hindi po SM ang a-applyan mo. Australia po ito. Wala pong diskriminasyon dito. Hindi po maliliit ang utak ng Australiano. Yung ibang nga dito, may tato sa utak, sa ulo, sa mukha, tinatanggap. Wala pong diskriminasyon. Hindi po Pilipinas ang a-applyan mo.
So it's okay. Even if you have tattoos all over, you can apply for Australia. So it doesn't matter. So
No discrimination. And yes, Pauline, you are obligated to pay taxes. There are 2 things on this planet you cannot escape: death and taxes.
Yeah.
There's a question, what if I qualify and we are interested to come to Australia? We are not financially stable. Can we take this opportunity to study at UBSS with the help of WorldConnect? You mean ba loan? Is this loan?
We don't lend money. It's a little unethical for WorldConnect to be lending you money. So you'll have to find other means and ways for you. You can get a bank loan. You just have to justify how you're going to pay it back. You can sell your property. Some of your relatives can help you out. I don't know. We can probably guide you, but no, unfortunately, we do not lend money.
Yeah. Again, this is an investment. This is a family decision. You have to consult your parents, your sponsors. And the good thing with Australia is installment naman lahat. So again, we have a lot of students who are not really that financially capable. So they do the partial tuition fee payment first, then the family supported their kids by installment. So that's the good news with Australia. You pay the tuition fee by installment so the family can prepare ahead of time.
Yeah, di ba, Manay, 375, pwede na silang umalis, di ba? Tama ba?
So what we will do is we will give you the installment plan. So don't say no right away. The first thing that you have to do, get the computation from us, the investment computation so that you will know what is the minimum amount that you have to pay, the installment plan with UBSS once you're in Australia. Show to your parents, show to your sponsor who knows that you can really afford it. Diba? Don't say no right away or don't be negative right away. Get first the cost, the overall, then consult your parents or your sponsor. We can even talk to your parents and sponsor regarding the installment process. Ang dami naman nating kliyenteng walang pera, pero again, for us, the money is a happy problem. There's always a solution for that. As long as you are qualified, you don't have criminal record, you are healthy, everything is possible. At least yung pera may solusyon. Happy problem yung problema sa pera. Diba? As long as you are physically fit, you have a good character, and you are qualified, yung problema financially, nagagawa na lang yan ng paraan.
That's right. And guys, before natin pag-usapan ng PR, kailangan natin ma-approve na sa student visa para makatulong sa PR plans in the future.
Approve. Lipad muna tayo. No? Let's before that, let us start with assessment. Sa assessment, dyan natin malalaman lahat. Dyan natin marami na sa mga katanungan nyo na paulit-ulit, makukuha natin yan after the assessment. Libre ang assessment. Send your resume and we can always give you an assessment, number 1. Number 2, yung mga titirahan nyo doon, yung mga ibang bagay, yung mga PR, mga ganyan, later na natin pag-usapan yan. Wala pa nga tayong visa eh. Yun ang agad na pinag-uusapan. Pag-usapan muna natin paano mag-umpisa. Starts with your resume.
That's right.
Josel, walang problema yan. Umaten ka ulit sa Wednesday. Wednesday, Canada naman ang pag-uusapan. Pero today, it's Australia. It's UBSS.
There are some of the questions asking me directly. I'm trying to reply to that person as well and doing for chat.
Yeah, I've got some private messages here, but that's why I try to answer them generally.
Yeah.
I don't have to keep repeating myself.
Yes.
And they have different qualifications also.
So there's a question here that he's 52 years old with a disability in his leg. Now, number 1, there is no discrimination in age if you are just studying. Now, if you have any plans to become a permanent resident, it may disqualify you because you're already 52. Okay. However, studying is not an issue. There is no age restriction to studying. There is no age restriction if you can justify why you want to better yourself. Now, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a real example. I have a client in New Zealand. In New Zealand, he was already 58 years old. Okay. Obviously, he's not going to become a permanent resident because the cutoff is at 55, right, Jennifer? So it's similar, New Zealand and Australia. However, because he's 58 years old, we were able to justify why he was going to take the master's degree. But his master's degree was a master's degree with research. So while he was studying, it was full-time work for him. Because Masters of Research in New Zealand gives you full-time work. It's not limited to 20 hours. It's unlimited hours, number 1. When he graduated, he was able to receive a post-study work visa for several years. And then he was able to renew that for another set of several years. So when he came back to the Philippines, because he knew he was not going to become a permanent resident. So after living in New Zealand for almost 12 years, he was 10 or 11 years, you know, he came back to the Philippines. Nakapag-ipon na siya, he had money because he was able to save money while he was living there. Okay, so he used the MBA as an opportunity to widen his horizons, to work and get a good paying job. Nakapag-ipon po siya, nakabalik siya ng Pilipinas. Makapal na po yung laman ng wallet niya. Ang lesson dyan, alam naman niya na hindi na siya magiging PR, pero tinuloy niya pa rin kasi nga yung opportunities to earn.
Yes, and there's a question here. When we are learning, we are earning, right? Then the part-time job is enough for a living. I mean, like working 20 hours per week is enough for paying bills or even tuition fees. Guys, marami na kaming napadala. It's around more than 6,000 na. And gaya ni Mr. Sunny kanina, no, na sinusuportahan niya na yung sarili niya. And may work siya doon, mataas yung per hour. So that's the key lang, guys.
Yung 20 hours na yan na work, this is computed by the government, okay? Hindi po yan random number na, oh, magic 20 hours. No, it's computed based on the cost of living and how much you are spending to survive in using the minimum wage computation. But there is no reason for you to be limited to minimum wage. You know, you can apply for jobs that are higher paying. Okay, so that even if you're working 20 hours, it's like working full time. You know, it depends on the job you take. Mas marumi yung trabaho, mas mataas ang sahod. Ang minimum wage po sa Australia, $20. Kapag basurero ginawa mong trabaho, $45 po ang starting nun. O isipin mo na lang, triple, mahigit doble ang sahod. So, kung hindi ka maarte, isipin mo na lang, driver ka ng bus, $45 po ang starting pay nun. So, ibig ko sabihin, kahit 20 hours kang magtrabaho, yung $45 per ora, buhay na buhay ka na nun. 2 oras lang. Lahat ng gagastusin mo sa isang linggo, nabayaran mo na.
Okay, so again, we will entertain only 2 questions because it's almost 12 noon. Alam ko lunch break na, yung iba gutom na. So we will entertain 2 more questions, then
gutom na si Carmela, baka mangayayat ito.
Then we can end the event. Okay. Okay. Again, we do not give in any job. WorldConnect is not a recruitment agency, so we help you process your student visa. When you get to Australia po, again, we can also find linkages. Like may mga students kami na may mga part-time work, we can refer you, but we don't, of course, guarantee any job because that would depend on you. We do not guarantee any visa. We don't guarantee residency. It's because that would entirely depend on your age, your qualification, and all. Okay, what if you process a visa with us, then eventually your visa was rejected? What will happen? Ang kagandahan po kay WorldConnect, we will assist you. We will check the visa rejection, and then we will do the reapplication. So there is no limit to do the reapplication. So ang kagandahan po, you don't pay the processing, you don't pay the school anymore because you already paid that earlier. So you will just pay the visa fee for the reapplication. And normally the visa officer will tell us why your visa is being rejected. So they will give the refusal justification. So we would read it and we would do the reapplication for you. So wag na pong ma-stress, we would help you with the relodgement in case. Okay. Or if eventually you say, Kathy, I will quit, ang kagandahan kay WorldConnect, transferable po yung binayad. Tuition fee is refundable, except the visa fee, of course, it's not refundable, and the medical. Pero again, yung kay UBSS, the tuition fee can be refunded, less the enrollment fee or certain fees from the school. There is also a deduction, a minimal deduction. But of course, why quit? Do not quit. We can do the relodgement.
At saka ang kagandahan dito sa WorldConnect, ang relationship namin sa student is lifetime. If you become a client of WorldConnect, if you get to study through WorldConnect, we will process your relatives, your immediate relatives, that means your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your children, to visit you on a tourist visa for free. Okay, that's one of the things we do. It's a lifetime thing. Siyempre gusto mo binibisita kayo ng kamag-anak ninyo. Pumunta kayo sa mga tourist agency, yung mga travel agency, sila maglalakad ng visa ng mga kamag-anak nyo para bisitahin kayo, magbabayad po kayo ng mahal. Sa WorldConnect, it's absolutely free. So your mother can go visit you. She can cook your favorite sinigang for you. Your daddy can be there so that, daddy hug. Alam mo naman, mga Pilipino, 40 years old na nakatira pa kay daddy, kay mami. So, siyempre, maganda yung may family, di ba? O, dito sa WorldConnect, lifetime ang ating commitment sa isa't isa.
Okay, Jovit, the good news with UBSS offering a master's program, the approval rate is very high. That's why we are suggesting that you take the master's. Normally, the rejection comes for those taking the vocational programs, the low-level qualification. So if you're taking master's, the chances of getting the visa is very high because you're upgrading yourself.
Correct. So ganun po yan. Tandaan nyo, pag vocational course, ang kukunin nyo, pwede naman po, pero mas malaki po ang chance na ma-reject kayo ng embassy. Pero pwede naman po. Sa master's degree, sa UBSS, sa MBA, parang triple, quadruple pa ang chance ninyo na ma-approve. Okay? Kasi yan po ang gusto ng Australia. Gusto nila
Jovit, di ba, na where did you finish your master's? From Australia, UBSS. Wow! Di ba, you'll be very proud. Na
Lakihan na nila yung diploma nila, pa-blow up nila, lagay nila dito sa likod ng langit.
Ilabas pang festa, di ba?
Yes, oo.
Bahay.
Dapat sa Facebook, yung Facebook profile picture, yun ang diploma sa likod. Ganyan, oh. Kitang-kita ng tao. Diploma, MBA, UBSS. Ang ganda, di ba?
Okay. So anyway, thank you, Jen. Last words for our participants.
Thank you so much for giving opportunity to speak to all of you and the students. We look forward to see the students in UBSS Australia very soon.
Okay, thank you so much, Jen. Thank you, Jovit, Carmela, and to the entire team of WorldConnect. Thank you to all the students for attending our Zoom orientation this morning with UBSS. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
Tandaan nyo, mga kaibigan, ang una-una nyong gagawin, magdasal kayo para magkaroon kayo ng clarity of mind.
Yes.
At pagkatapos yan, isend nyo na ang inyong resume para malaman ninyo kung saan namin kayo pinakamagandang ituturo na pathway. Kasi tandaan nyo, ang WorldConnect, ang iyong visa to a better future. Kami na po, libo-libo na po mga umalis. Hindi po sila mas magaling. Nauna lang sila. Kung kaya nila, kaya mo rin.
Kaya din. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.
Your weekend. Bye.
Do you always wonder what it would be like to live in a better place with loved ones by your side? Set aside your worries and all complexities. Let us guide you so you will feel at ease. Your dream of a better life is reachable. At WorldConnect we'll make it possible. We are WorldConnect, your visa to a better future. WorldConnect, you can have the life that you desire. WorldConnect will get you there. WorldConnect. We at WorldConnect prioritize your needs. We'll help you in every step until you succeed. We offer you convenience and our expertise. Let us guide you in your journey to your dreams. Your wish to be in a better place is reachable. At WorldConnect we'll make it possible. We are WorldConnect, your visa to a better future. WorldConnect, you can have the life that you desire. WorldConnect will get you there. WorldConnect. We are WorldConnect, your visa to a better future. WorldConnect, you can have the life that you desire. WorldConnect will